This is gonna get really dark, but he killed my dog. But at least he paid for the burial.
I did not, bro.
My dog was
Where's the button? No. He paid for the burial?
He killed my dog, but he paid for the burial. He was on his last. Shout out my boy Bo. He was on his last leg. It was like almost top.
But
he did pay for the burial. Matter of fact, I need to pay you back for that. How much was that?
No, you're not paying. Kill your dog.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, it's your boy Big Toe back with another edition of the Mismatch podcast. Like I already said once, I'm Big Toe. To my right, I have
Trey Woods.
And Trey has never introduced anybody before, so we gonna let Trey introduce our very, very, very special guest today. Very easily. I'm disrespecting everybody else we had on this. This is the number one guest we had. I'm sorry. Y'all can hate all y'all want, but I'm disrespecting everybody else. Trey, go ahead.
And to my left, we have our first woman on the podcast, Cash Money.
Oh my
Morgan.
goodness.
How are you?
Up? I'm so good. This
Clap
is
it
for
up.
you,
Clap it
women.
Yeah, clap it up. Everybody give her a clap. You know?
Stop. The hosts are the best. CJ and Trey have been my friends since freshman year.
No, facts.
You guys
Facts.
have been so friendly and
Facts.
such great people. So thanks for being so welcoming.
We just hopping right in. When did you come to Evangel?
I came here 2017 to 2021.
So we had already been here 2 years. 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're old, Morgan.
No, we're all out here, but the fact that we've been out of college for a minute and we're here doing a podcast, I think that doesn't always happen at Missouri State. You know what I mean?
Facts.
It's
Facts.
the relationships you make, the ones that do stick.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
Facts. Well, I mean, just getting right into it, for people that don't know Morgan, the reason why I feel like I know she is the number one person we've had on this podcast is because Morgan actually has her own podcast, and it's like really, really great.
Yeah, it's pretty
44 episodes in.
Wow.
Had a lot of big time people already on her podcast, like locally here in Springfield.
She's doing it big.
You know you're big time when people can Google podcast in Springfield and you come up. Like
Cash Money
she comes up. She comes up in her last pod. She talked about how she did a photo shoot with somebody, and the young lady didn't know her at all. It was a young lady, right?
Yeah.
She didn't know her at all. All she did was just type in Springfield podcast, and Cash Money came up. Like,
Look at Toe out here listening to my podcast.
I'm a supporter now. I'm a supporter.
Big time.
I'm a supporter. So like I said, guys, I want to go to YouTube because I want to make sure I got it right. Obviously, we're gonna plug everything you have.
You're so good.
But her podcast name is Keeping Up with Cash Podcast. And I love her because we always call her Cash Money.
Yeah, we call her Cash Money.
She energy out of this world. And that's why I'm just so happy to sit down and get to know her more. So Morgan,
this is the nicest intro I've literally ever heard. Like, can we just record that and add that to my voicemail on
we
my
got
phone?
you. We got you.
We got you.
Hello. Sorry. Morgan is not here right now. She's busy. Probably doing a podcast. Please leave a message at the tone, so possibly we will get back to you.
Yeah, if she wants to. I'm just kidding.
But yeah, Morgan, how are you? How are you?
I'm so good, and it's so good to have you guys ask me to be here. You know, as someone who does a lot of podcast episodes, it's so refreshing to be asked and ask the questions. And I think after a while, you just kind of solo pods too. You just kind of go off and you're talking, then it's like, okay, but what is your favorite color? I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know. And so I'm good. I'm honored to be here, and I'm excited to just we're here at Evangel, which is a lot of people's origin story, so it's kind of cool to break it down and kind of go through some history, you know.
So you said on the way here you really haven't been in the joust since you left, probably.
I came to Evangel a year ago.
Get out.
And played some ping pong.
Really?
Snuck in, yeah.
But
who'd you play? Was it randoms or? I've seen you are actually pretty good at ping pong.
Thank
you.
She said that's why I was like, we normally film athletes. She was like, Toe, don't disrespect me. I'm an athlete. I play ping pong.
Yeah. Yes, I have not seen any of the new stuff really.
Get out. It's pretty
It is pretty.
It's mind blowing.
It feels weird. I almost don't feel like I'm Valor though. I feel like
we're Crusaders.
Crusader.
Yeah, we're Crusaders.
And it's funny because so when we were football players, we came in, they made us learn the fight song. And at the end of the fight song is pretty much the coolest part. You spell out Crusaders. And it's like Crusader Wood, go Crusader.
Crusader.
And then so I was at one of the games previously this year, and they sung the fight song at the end of the year. And they started at the end. I was like, "What is this? This ain't what we."
Yeah.
Hey, but shout out to them boys though, man. 11-0.
You
Yeah,
11-0?
seriously, conference champs,
Conference
right?
champs.
That,
Yeah.
I
First-
mean, I've been at the MSU games, but go Bell.
We gotta give her a pass though. She's like doing work with
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
football
I
team.
know. Yeah.
So we give her,
Pressure.
but Trey doesn't Cash Money. Trey doesn't get a pass. He literally,
I go sometimes, bro.
No.
Don't be trying to.
you go sometimes.
Or I look it up on my phone.
When was the last time you've been to an Evangel game? Let's be real here.
Okay, but do you have a lot of boys still on the field that like you're tight with? Because
It-
that's my thing. is I'm
Exactly.
like,
Not
But,
really.
but see,
Right.
Morgan.
I don't.
But see,
I don't.
Morgan. When you're a
don't.
okay, so let me ask you like this.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about your high school days and all that good stuff.
Why are you trying to
Hold
throw
on.
me underneath the bus?
Who's
for,
throwing you under?
bro?
It's, I always have a segment where I just rag on Trey.
always.
Like, so if you're back home,
Yeah.
you're not going, and your high school team is playing, right? Chances you go to a high school game, who are there, here, there. You're not going to go to another high school game over your high school team, right? Unless you know, like, maybe you got a sibling playing on another school.
Right. Yeah. Like if I have a man that's like the coach, or like if
yeah.
he has like a sister, then yeah, I'll go to a different high school team. But I wouldn't go to my high school basketball games right now. No.
But you wouldn't go to anybody else's, though.
No. Not
Exactly.
unless I had like a reason or a connection there.
I have a connection. Or
I guess
a
he
reason.
does have a connection,
Yeah.
but still, you can veto that connection and go support your valor. You know what I mean?
Hey, I just said shout out 11, and I'm supporting you on them.
Yeah.
He ain't supporting y'all. He watching
support
from the
you
house.
guys. Yeah.
I support. I only been to one game this year, but I got a reason why. Well, really, we were busy. This wedding season was kind of crazy for me.
It
and Trey.
was. It was.
So it was crazy.
This whole fall has. I mean, it's really insane how fast everything's gone. Like every year we like post college. My friends and I we call it like college but adulthood. So I'm
Yeah.
like in my junior year of being an adult.
Yeah.
you
That's
know?
crazy.
And it's,
Dang, we like super singers, Trey.
We are.
That's I've never heard
Yeah.
nobody put it like
Yeah.
that.
no, it's crazy because like just like junior year in college where you're just kind of like lost and figuring it out. That's
Figuring it out.
senior
for
year. I'm gonna
sure.
be like, "Psst, don't even ask me to a tailgate.
Come
you know,
on
like,
now, like what? Get out.
no, I'm kidding. I love
No,
tailgates.
that-
Hey.
That's
Hey,
crazy.
Me too.
That's crazy. So Morgan, and let me be like, I'm glad I'm sitting next to you because like, obviously we're close. Like when
Yeah.
we see each other, it's like, oh my God, Cash Money
Always.
Toad. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like we never really went like deeper, but like past that. Before I used to realize what shallow meant. Shallow is a bad thing to call somebody. I used to call myself shallow. That doesn't mean like I'm a shallow person. It's just I just don't go deeper levels with
See,
people.
I don't feel like you were shallow.
Yeah, I'm not a shallow
I feel like
person.
you were busy and you had other deep relationships.
But I really wasn't really busy. I really wasn't busy. That's just how I was. I kind of was just like, I didn't really dive deep into people like and have a deeper relationship. But like
Other than
Trey, but past college, I've been able to watch you and see the things you've done. I'm just like,
Yeah,
oh my
it's
God,
amazing.
like
It's truly amazing.
It's truly amazing. So obviously, we just want to start from the jump.
Well, then let me kind of.
Oh, go ahead, Trey.
Yeah. So like from the start, I do actually remember you in the booth in our communication hall.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
Yeah, man. Starting off like your little
Yeah.
podcast. I don't want to call it little because when I say little, it's kind of.
It was little. I mean, it was, it was just baby. Yeah.
But big time though, it's a big time thing. So like starting off your big time podcast, it was really. That was really dope to see. I mean, I never got invited because Morgan.
Get
she
out of
didn't
here,
really-
Trey. We did a segment.
No, you
no,
didn't
but
rock with
remember,
me.
first of all, I was always rocking with you.
Nah. 'Cause I remember I asked, I was like, let me be on the pod. You were, I have XYZ. I was like, man,
Oh,
all right,
that's
whatever.
crazy.
I was like, whatever, bro. But anyway, though.
We did do like a weird. You had like a video project though that you did a segment.
I did.
You know,
did.
we'll get you into on the pod.
yeah.
We need to make it.
I did. But yeah, man, just talk about how like that went and how that transferred over into, I guess now, man.
Yeah,
Like,
I was actually telling CJ a little bit before we started. When I went to Evangel, obviously I was in the communications department. And you have to do a workshop, and so I started doing the radio, and I really fell in love with it. I've done internships, 99.5 KDI. I was one of the morning hosts there for a while, and then some crap happened. Like crap hit the fan. Senior year was one of the hardest years of my entire life, and I don't think a lot of people knew that. And I was really just like low key, but I was going through it. Like I had some health issues. I had a puking problem that was like anxiety related. I was going through heartbreaks. I was going through friend heartbreaks, and nobody really knew this. And so I tried to do like the radio show podcast, and then I couldn't do it anymore. Like I was just like unwell, and sorry, this got deep. I told you if it gets
No, go ahead.
No,
We was going there. Trust me.
Yeah.
We were going
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
And so, like, to put in perspective, like when I graduated from college, I was the skinniest I've ever been in my life, like dangerously. And it wasn't because I wanted to be like really skinny. I was just like, I literally couldn't eat. Like anything I ate, I would, from anxiety or like from food allergy type stuff. And graduating, like I loved my time at Evangel, but graduating was like I could breathe again.
Wow.
Not from the school, but like, it is a smaller amount of students, and you're there together for 4 years. And so like when you have beef or like when you're going through a hard time, like you're surrounded by these people.
There's nowhere else to go.
There's nowhere else to go. Like your cars are parked next to each other in the parking lot. Like you have to, and it was just suffocating. And so when I graduated, I went crazy. I did some crazy stuff. But I remember like there was a lot of like healing with God and like being able to ask myself like what I want. And then really the craziest part is I was doing a photo shoot for Room 120 Vintage back when they were doing stuff.
That's crazy.
One of the guys was like, yeah, we want to invest in the community, and like Say Morgan starts a podcast again. And like when he said it out loud, it like clicked.
Wow.
And I was like, that sounds right. And then from there, I just couldn't get rid of the idea. And then it kept going. And so it was interesting because I was healing as the podcast was being birthed. So I would do like photo shoots and buy the music. And I was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this right. Like I'm going to do this as like, excellent as I can. And a lot of the first interviews were people that were resilient. They'd gone through abusive relationships. They've gone through cheating. They've gone through, and it was always like hope, like how they got out of it, like what God did, and like how their life is better. And as they were being resilient, it like helped me because I was still in that growing period. So, life is very different now. The podcast is a little bit different, like vision wise now, but that was the origin story.
Wow.
Okay.
So
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, and people, I don't do many of your like do you have a name for your community? I might have missed it. What was
like
people who listen to
people
the
who
podcast?
listen.
Like
what
I
would you
don't
call
have
them?
like one of those. I don't have like
Yeah,
my
who
queens.
knows?
Like
Queens? Yeah.
no, I don't really have that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really just like fans and friends. Like follow. Like I'm always like, yo, my listeners. I just call them like my listeners,
yeah.
and they're really, it's like a community.
Yeah.
And I really value like when they give me questions for the solo pod, or they're in my DMs like this really impacted me, or when they buy merch. Like it's, to me, like 2 years in, haven't made thousands of dollars, but it's like, yo, this episode really impacted this person, and maybe I'm praying for them, like maybe God spoke to them. It's worth it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
No,
you know?
Yeah. And so do many of them know like that this started at Evangel, like through your major and all that good stuff?
Yeah, I mean, definitely the OGs do. Like we'll get into it, I'm sure.
The
Like
OGs. We're the OGs.
yeah. The 1 year podcast party. So and we'll get into that.
Which
I'm
we didn't
sure.
get an invite though.
We did get an
You
invite.
were
Oh yeah, we
supposed to,
did.
like,
We
do
did.
it.
We did.
We're
We
supposed
did.
to,
actually.
like, cover it.
We did.
You got like
We're supposed to
multiple
cover it.
invites.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, we did actually.
How fast they forget, right?
I was like, crazy RSVP. Like,
Jesus.
no,
Yikes.
but
Look, yikes.
Yeah.
that's crazy. I'm just kidding. No, but like I think Toe was asking me earlier, kind of about like why I had the podcast party, and basically like it had been such a big year of like healing and growth, and like I would reach out to people on LinkedIn, being like, hey, do you want to be on my podcast? Like, hey. I was calling people up, like I was cold calling for myself and like doing all this stuff. And now one of my mentors, Callie Carroll, who just got married, like we met from like LinkedIn, and now she's one of my greatest friends. And so the podcast party was really like, yo, let's celebrate what's been done for a year. Like I got healed from my stomach problems. I like 1 year puking free,
awesome.
Broken heart was healed. Like what God's doing with the podcast, the friends I made, like let's talk about the vision and the goals, and kind of like include other people into my dream, or like what God has for this, So it was a really fun time, and having a party like that really opened a lot of opportunities for me going forward.
That's
so.
awesome. It's funny to hear you say, like, so when you feel like you were going through that senior year, do you feel like you kind of grew away from, like, kind of went away from God?
Great question. No.
No?
It was, but I'll tell you why is that, especially, and I say in my podcast a lot, like just because someone says Christian in their bio or they go to a Christian school does not make them a Christian.
Talk about
like,
it.
Yeah.
Come
you
on, girl.
need to really like walk the walk and, be real about, you believe in God. Well, these are like his truths. Like, are you walking it? And why I'm saying that is because there be people in my life that on the outward, like appearance wise, they're great, you know, they're this, they're doing this, but behind closed doors they were mean, or they were like, you know, not kind and stuff like that. And so there were a few people in that moment that like were really kind to me and were really there, but it was a lot of like me crying out to God and learning a lot. And I actually have a counselor that I met at Evangel that I felt like God just like brought her to me, and we would talk once a week. She would pray over me, and it was something that like we're still connected. And that's professors, like I'm still tight with all these people. Like I'm going to the farm this next weekend, you know, like
there you go.
you know. And so like I was frustrated, really frustrated, but I was never like, I hate you, God. Like that was never the vibe. It was just like, help me, like I cannot fathom what's happening. But I like in one of my podcasts too, which I'm actually writing a blog for SEO for my website, which is a whole thing. But and this is like, Morgan, you're talking a lot.
No, go
Sorry.
ahead.
No, go ahead. This is what we're here for.
I'm loving this right now.
Thank you. So
I'm
I'm plugging the blog. I haven't posted it yet, but it's going to be like 10 things that you should do in your 20s. And one of them is like be emotionally vulnerable. I almost recommend that like people go through a really hard heartbreak, whether it's like romantically or like with a family member, you know, like I feel like you have to go through some crap so that like when you're 24 and you're my age, now you're just like, no, you know, and some people never go through that kind of thing, and that's okay. But I would not be mentally, emotionally, spiritually tough that I am if I hadn't gone through
What you went
that,
through.
you know? And I feel like everyone's pain is different, and people have like deeper traumas, and I can't relate to that, but I can relate to something, you know? And I'm grateful for the experience because I think it makes the podcast better, you know?
Yeah, and that's so beautiful you say that, because I think about when we think about, I compare everything to athletes, right?
Yeah.
And how we have to get better. You have to go through so much turmoil in order to get to your best self, right? When we think about iron sharpening iron, it's such a simple saying, but in that process of you being sharpened, it's so ugly, right? Like so much is going on, fire sparks are going off, you're feeling terrible, like you don't want to do this anymore, but on the other end of that is so much happiness, and it's just like you get to a point where you're just like, this is why I went through this to get here.
Absolutely.
Right? And I mean, even, go ahead, Trey.
No, go ahead.
I mean, when we look in the Bible, I kind of take over.
Go out, pop up.
When we
Let's
look in the
go.
Bible, though, like a lot of the times, people when on the other side of happiness came through so much hardship.
Yeah, adversity.
Yeah, adversity, and that's why I asked you what I asked, because when I was here, I somehow, some way, grew up in church my whole life, came to a Christian campus where you feel like that walk with Christ would get just even more stronger. It went away. And I think, like you said, it was somewhat of the community. And don't get me wrong, I love Evangel, but some of the community kind of, like you said, like would be behind closed doors is like kind of pretty mean and stubborn and like not real open. And then I go to chapel and like they're the main person on stage.
Like, let them know. Let them know.
It's like,
Let 'em
what
know.
in the world? You know what I'm saying? It's like, dog, you just ugly-eyed me in class. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, cuss me out. Like, get out. Like, that's what we really doing. You know what I'm saying? So, but like when we got out of Evangel, it was a moment of like those things I had to go through, like learning how to be a man, paying rent. This, like I said, learning how to be a man. I just grew closer to Christ, and my walk with Christ is even stronger now, which is amazing.
Period.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, one thing I want to say too is a lot of people, especially when they go through hard times, they're like, God, why, if you love me so much, like, why would you let this happen to me? You know, like, why, how does this even make sense? What's the purpose? And my counselor, she said something to me that really changed a lot for me. And she's like, you know, sometimes in life we have blessed disappointments. And it's crazy because, you know, maybe this person had to hurt me so that they could learn to never do that again to whoever that future wife was. And maybe they had to hurt me so that I would never let the right man do that, you know? And so we don't understand why things happen. And, you know, there were moments where God was like, don't do this. And I was like, I'm going to do it, you know, like, and I didn't.
I was like, I know the stove hot. I'm going to touch it.
I'm gonna touch it.
It's not that hot. Like, you know, but I mean, I think everything like works out, but that's why, you know, we don't have to know why bad things happen sometimes. It's just kind of like, well, what do we do with the pieces, you know? So
That's real. That's real. All right, Morgan. So
That's good.
we want to go to. I've never met anybody from Wisconsin. So like.
Oh, for real?
No, you're the first. So like.
She's a
First
big-
girl,
yeah.
first Wisconsin girl.
Yeah,
I want to know more.
big
like,
cheesehead fan over
Huge.
here.
like.
Yeah.
So you were born and raised in Wisconsin.
I am. So a little backstory, I guess that would be helpful is, so my dad's side of the family, he is like white, Caucasian, German, all of that. Grew up in Wisconsin. Their whole family was from there. And so my mom is this Hispanic shoddy that was from Texas, right?
Get
And
out.
so,
What part?
McAllen. So they were there
That's your
and
area?
then lived in
I
San
don't know.
Antonio. It's like way down
San
south.
Antonio.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So, you know, for reference, like my dad was like a pharmacist and then he had moved to Texas for like a new journey, whatever, blah, blah. Met my mom. They ended up getting together. He's like, babe, come on, just like move to Wisconsin for like 1 year. It'll be 1 year, you know, and then it's like 24 years later. So
The cheese steak.
they may be dipping soon. My mom is like, I'm done with this weather. But
That's all the real estate I'm trying to sell to anybody I meet
Yeah.
in Missouri.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Texas.
just go to Texas for like a year.
Yeah.
Love it. You'll
I
love it.
gotta get your dad's
6
plan
month
on what he
lease,
said.
yeah.
You know, that's
Yeah.
great. That's it. We'll come right back. Psych.
yeah, so I grew up in Wisconsin. I went to like a private Christian school growing up, and then I actually ended up switching to a public school like the middle of my junior year.
How was
So,
that? How was the switch?
So that, I mean, life is just so weird. But no, it was a good school. I mean, I played sports all throughout high school. You know, volleyball, basketball, all the stuff, and then I went through a church split. So it was like I had this super tiny school, and then all my friends from my church, and the church split, and so I got really, really depressed, and it was just like really not good. And so I was like, you know what? Like mom and dad, like let me switch. So I switched to a school that was 20 minutes away, and it was very like hick. And I did not really, because there was a school in town that was like really like bougie, and I knew if I like went to that school, I was like, I'm gonna party, like I'm gonna try to like talk to boys, like, but you know, like I'm gonna care what they think about me. That was
Yeah.
the big thing, and I was like, give me to this school because I don't care what they think about me. I was like, they got a deer in the back of the truck, like in the parking lot, like I don't care what they think about me, like. So it was, I mean, it was like hard at first, but I'm still friends with a lot of people from the school, and it was a good switch, and it was right at the time. So yeah, it was good.
That's
But I
what's
think
up.
it prepared me to move 11 hours away to Missouri,
Yeah.
where I knew nobody.
Word.
So I didn't know a single person when I came to Evangel.
So like, what is there other than the Green Bay Packers? Like, what is Wisconsin known for?
They have
Okay.
cheese, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
Is that
So-
really cheese? I mean, that's what we're
I
about
can
to
give you
tell
some Google facts if that's what you're looking for.
Some
CJ.
No, but I want some like real inbred because like
Okay.
I have no clue.
No clue.
Like Wisconsin would never be a place I would vacation.
Okay.
Not that I think it's a bad place.
Yeah.
It's just I just know nothing about. You
I
know?
honestly think that you would probably like it, to be
Really?
honest. Yeah, so Wisconsin actually has more lakes than Minnesota. So Minnesota's like land of 10,000 lakes. And I'm pretty sure Wisconsin invented toilet paper.
Get
So
out.
you're welcome.
Wow.
Um,
Shout out.
don't back check me.
What do you say? Shout out my boy Gucci. Shout out Wisconsin.
Yeah, literally. So Door County is really fun. So Wisconsin in the summertime, people love it because it's not super humid like Missouri. I like humidity, but Dallas is different. But
Yeah, but they say yeah.
Dallas is like, I want to die.
And if you think you want to die there, then Houston is like Tom's spot. Like Houston is.
You sweat as soon as you hit the door.
Yeah, it's like Tom's spot.
No, facts.
I'm like, I need to be by a body of water if that's what's going to happen there. Yeah, but Wisconsin has really great lakes. Like, it's really a great place for a family. It's, I mean, besides like Madison, Milwaukee, it's really low crime. I think it's more expensive to live there than Springfield, but there's a lot, like if you want a lot of land, if you want to have a house on a lake, like it's really pretty, honestly. I went home to Wisconsin this past summer because it's like the best church camp in the country, in my opinion. And so I went there, and it was a good time. But
She said you like it, man.
I mean, that's.
I think you'd
I'm gonna
like
have
Door
to go.
County. Like it's like cute and quaint. Like the Packers just. I love them. Like I've gone to obviously Chiefs games, and
Yeah.
Chiefs fans are nuts. Like they're crazy. But if you
Yes.
want something that's kind of like low key but a great time and like iconic, you go to Green Bay.
Yeah.
You know.
I
It's
didn't.
cold as like that's
That's
something
what
that I don't.
The frozen tundra.
I mean,
Come
I
on
left
now.
for a reason. Like I'm not
it's like,
disagreeing
it's,
with you.
like the Green Bay, like the fans out there in the cold, and then Chiefs. and-
Yeah.
I don't get it because I can't.
Like I see
can't
them.
do
I
it.
see them old NFL
do it.
film days, or like when Lombardi was
Yeah.
the coach, and it was like it was like the coldest game ever was in Wisconsin, at Green Bay, and they were like people were getting hot coffee, and it was freezing as soon as they turned around. I'm like, I barely can do Missouri.
Yeah, then maybe definitely don't go during winter.
I gotta go to summer, but you said it's nice.
The summer is a vibe. Like the summer's so fun.
It's a vibe.
But it was so weird because like in Wisconsin we are like, meat, beer, cheese, butter. Like I just grew up like I'm like steak, butter.
I think that's why she said I'ma like it.
You come to Missouri and everyone's like sweet tea, oil, chicken, and I'm like, that's great. Like I never had biscuits and gravy until I came here.
I'm not a fan.
That's
Are
first
you really?
time for me too.
I'm really not a fan.
I like biscuit and gravy with the meat. With the meat in there.
With the meat in there.
Yeah.
Okay, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, but if it's just biscuits and gravy, I'm good on that.
Okay.
But that my first time here was at
Me
Evangel.
too. Yeah.
Did you like it?
I do. I mean, I like it.
I vibe
but
with
like,
it.
would I ever order it at a restaurant?
No.
Never. No. Like if you have it for free and it's I'm hungry. Well, yeah.
I'm pretty sure like, I saw it here and I just walked. I said no.
But,
like,
but you should have tried it with the meat pause. With the meat, it was good. It was good.
That's just not it for me.
It was hidden for me.
Biscuits and gravy. That's not a move.
Shout out to Miss Joy.
Not to tangent, but like freshman year, the calf here was the best year. Obviously
so?
I'm gone.
Your freshman year?
It was like
So-
every year it got like progressively worse.
I think so I think Miss Joy would have been here by then. I don't know if do you remember a guy named Todd?
I don't know.
You would have known Todd because
Yeah,
Todd was all over the place. Miss Joy was kind of like more.
But I feel like she came like my sophomore year, but I could be wrong. Maybe not.
If you don't remember Todd, like did you used to eat in the calf or the joust?
She said the calf.
The calf more
The
so.
calf.
Yeah.
Okay. No, well I've listened, but like we used to eat in the joust all the time. But we'd always see Miss Joy up there. But if you ate in the calf, Todd was always popping around,
walking around.
Yeah, he used them black and white dress shoes. You would have seen him.
Yeah, but like freshman year, you're kind of just like
Oblivious, yeah.
Yeah, you're like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
who's got the fries? Like, oh my gosh.
I'm dead.
No, but like 4 facts though. I feel like. No, I can't say that. I was gonna say I think my freshman year too. Nah, but the breakfast and Miss Joey came.
She turned that thing up.
Yeah, like
but we was in
the
joust though, so like for me it never really got bad or worse. I mean, I used to hate days because it used to be no disrespect. Y'all do a great job.
Yeah, no.
But y'all know them
sure.
days y'all be like lazy, and we just gonna throw this out here, and whatever they get, they get.
Oh, yeah, it was like ham,
like leftover days,
leftover ham, cabbage.
I'm like, all right, bro. But then we went with the OGs to the. He was like our OGs was like, man, why y'all eating in the cab? I'm like, where is there to eat? Like, man, follow us. Right upstairs, and we never came back.
Yeah, never.
Yeah, until the breakfast started hitting.
Until the breakfast.
Yeah. But
do you ever do you remember that? Like the breakfast sandwiches?
Yeah,
and
but I don't wake up for breakfast.
Yeah.
And like for me, like when you have stomach issues, breakfast is like the hardest meal of the day. So you kind of like don't eat till 10 or something like that. So I'm like a like a cookie in the morning.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hey, respect it.
Yeah, no.
Respect it.
So you talked a little bit about like playing volleyball and basketball.
Mm-hmm.
How was that in Wisconsin?
It was good. I mean, I obviously went to like a private school, so we had like a different division, and it was kind of a different thing. Volleyball is like one of my many loves. So I played basketball for a while, and then I just like wasn't rocking with it. I love playing like intramural or like fun stuff.
Yeah, intramural champ.
I'm not trying to like play for a team.
You were an intramural football superstar?
Not a superstar, but I mean, I was definitely like.
You was making some plays.
I was like the first sub.
Yeah.
Okay, for sure.
Who were you in Lewis?
I remember one time. No, I was in Burgess, but I remember one time. This is like TMI, but like one time we had Tuesday like Jose Locos Taco Tuesday, and this is like back when my stomach wasn't a vibe.
Yeah.
I still can't eat at Jose Locos. Like I don't eat there. Well, we ate a bunch, and then we had an intramural game. So I'm like playing during the game. I'm going hard, right? And I'm like putting points up. And then I was like, oh shoot! And I like run to the bathroom, puke my guts out.
Oh my god!
Like take a sip of water and like get back in the game. I was like, people run or die, you know.
Hey,
I don't even think we won.
Hey, intramurals. Hey.
No, we really get to it. So when you're on north or south, I forget.
I was on the north side. What? Okay.
Did we used to coach? Which one did we used to coach?
You weren't on my. I was never on your football team.
So we used to coach against you.
Yeah, I mean, I played like intramural football sometimes, but
we was going hard.
I was never like drafted or whatever.
But I mean, Morgan did like a lot. She was basketball. Football
wasn't like my huge thing. Yeah, I liked basketball. I played a lot of ping pong. Like I actually like bought the ping pong table for Burgess. Like I got a few donations, and I was supposed to get a plaque because I was like, this is my legacy at Evangel. But at this point, they probably got rid of it. They probably all the donor money,
Man, you and CJ both have legacy. CJ had a sandwich,
Well,
you had a ping pong.
Did you ever get my sandwich in the jaws? Probably not.
I'm not in the jaws
She
like
said
that.
she said she had stomach issues. So
Oh no,
That's
you wouldn't
okay.
have had.
No, it's
I'm
okay.
listening, Trey, but she might have tried it and just was like, okay, I'm gonna sit the rest of the day
I might
out.
have tried it one time. Yeah, I feel like I did order it once.
If you
maybe.
did, yeah, it would have gave you stomach because it was chicken strips,
yeah, it was like
Captain Jack cheese, and
Barbecue sauce.
Texas barbecue sauce and Texas toast. It's a have you been to Whataburger before?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
honey.
how do you first of all, how do you feel about it? Honest
Okay.
opinion.
I'm gonna lie. I only have actually eaten the burger at Whataburger, but I've like been inside the store
You've been for the vibe, yeah.
Okay.
for the vibe.
Okay.
I've had like In-N-Out though, and that's not the same.
But In-N-Out's good though. I will
In and
say.
Out's decent, but it ain't rocking with Whataburger.
Is it? Well, Whataburger versus Popeyes? Is there like one that you rock with more? Or
No,
something,
it's
or?
like a Whataburger. It's actually a Whataburger versus In and Out thing.
Oh.
Like the people on the West Coast is an In and Out, and then obviously the
I
South.
like In-N-Out.
You
A
like
lot of people
In-N-Out?
do like In-N-Out though.
Oh
like
my
a
gosh,
lot
the
of people,
burger is so good.
and we'll choose that over Whataburger, which I
I
get
would.
it though. But the fries are kind of. But
At
In-N-Out.
In-N-Out?
I ain't gonna lie, the animal fries hit.
That's what everybody. I don't get that.
The
I feel
animal
like that's
fries
too
go
much for me.
crazy.
Animal fries?
I mean, it's a big dude
Uh-huh.
thing maybe, but the animal fries go. You ever
You-
got your fries animal? That's what you like. Give me animal
Yeah,
fries.
man, it's like,
What?
Yeah, so if you go to In-N-Out, I mean, if you want some,
Cultured.
I feel like it's
Yeah.
like what is like chili cheese? What is
No,
it?
it's
Like,
it's Thousand Island grilled onions and cheese. Great.
oh yeah.
If it's fresh.
okay.
Now, if they give you like, because that made me mad too. The first time I ever went, they're like, "You're gonna eat in the car." I forgot what I said, but they gave it to me like not in a bag. I'm like, "What in the world?" And I gotta sit this all on the passenger
Oh, yeah.
seat. But nah, I mean, I'm a Whataburger guy. But it's like a West Coast versus
Yeah,
South thing.
yeah.
I'm
No,
a
for
rock
sure.
with my people.
Everyone's
Just like
got their thing.
Houston versus Dallas. I'm way better than
Well,
Trey
I like
would ever
most
be.
Southwest Grill. I don't rock with Chipotle.
Oh my god, I love Chipotle. Chipotle is my life.
And so
You don't rock with Chipotle?
That's like a huge. I used to work at a Moe's in high school, and it's like Texican food, you know. But
Oh.
the queso, no, I don't really rock with. I will support Qdoba. I do not like Chipotle.
You know,
so
Cause I love Chipotle.
I got beef with
I'm
Chipotle.
not-
That's
Yeah,
almost
I love
like
Chipotle.
like this woman told me one time I wasn't Christian because I didn't like coffee. That's like almost on the lines of like.
She told you that
She
for
told
real?
me that one just like back in the day. She literally, I feel like she was serious too.
People are so
Shoot.
quirky with like.
'Cause you
Your
don't like
skirt's not to
coffee?
your knees, you heathen. Like,
Yeah.
She literally like looked me up and down. Was like, I thought you were Christian. I said, oh, forgive
I
me.
don't like coffee.
I don't
either.
like coffee.
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
well-
like coffee either.
You don't?
I'm a tea drinker.
I'm trying to
drink-
get into. Put
Oh,
me
you
on.
need to.
I'm trying to get on like a
Chai
morning tea vibe.
Chai tea.
Yeah?
So you can get like lower caffeine levels too. I mean, I be drinking tea all day.
I'm a sweet tea type of guy.
But it's
Or
you
peach
know,
tea.
And then I drink it like chai tea is so good, and I'll like put a straw in my cup because I don't want it to like stain my teeth. You know,
Yeah,
like Trey,
that's-
I see you over there. Like your teeth are so white. You too, CJ. But like,
Oh, thank
No,
what'd
you ain't got a lot
wait,
of me.
what? You too. Like, how
put
do you
a
guys?
little
What's the secret? Like Crest 3D or?
I think mine look white because I'm so black. So
I think they just look nice and white. Like both of you guys.
I'll be trying.
I mean, do you want to know? I'm not
I do.
gonna.
Well, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not.
We go to tea segment. Go ahead.
I guess.
Sorry.
I mean, really, I use Crest, but it's like Crest whitening, and it's like 10 times.
The mouthwash.
No, it's like toothpaste. So it's like
Oh.
Crest, and it's like $12 though. It's pretty expensive
Okay.
for like a 2-pack, I guess. But it's like Crest 10 times whitening, and I'm pretty sure it's like 3% like peroxide,
Okay.
hydrogen peroxide in there. So
Okay.
that's what I use, and then mouthwash. But then I also floss my teeth, and I use like
Yeah.
a floss pick too. So I do all that.
We're getting into this early, but is that like, what's the first thing you look at when you're seeing a guy? We're going early. But like,
How
is
did
that,
this
is
come
that-
from the teeth?
is that, bro, I just want to know because like you notice like Trey. But
I
reason
noticed
why
teeth.
asked,
I noticed teeth.
Trey's big on like he feel like the teeth is like big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he hates it when like breasts don't smell good. But I'm not a kisser, so I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's-
We don't have
You're
to
not
look-
a kisser?
No, I don't like it.
Dang, to each their own.
Back in the day,
I'm a kisser.
She said,
we're
I'm a
going.
kisser. I'm a hugger.
We're going. I'm not a big hugger either.
So you're not physical touch, really?
No, physical touch is my. You're there. Physical touch
Yeah.
is my last love
He
language.
said you're
That's so fascinating.
Receiving
Especially
gifts and
like
physical,
from a
physical
guy.
touch. But and like I'm that guy. I really
I
because
feel like you're a words guy.
so this is I am
Period.
and quality time. So this stimulates from my childhood, Morgan.
Okay.
Run with me right here.
I love a psychology moment.
Back in the day, I don't know if you had it. You went to school like country school, right? But like like in the city school, right? Like a big thing is the bigger guys. Obviously, like most people don't think the bigger guys are attractive in middle school growing up. You don't want to be that guy that's like, hey, shorty, where my hug at?
Come here. Real shit. Where my hug at?
Oh,
Let me get a hug.
you not
Real
getting
shit.
no
Let me
hug.
get a hug.
Take your
I can't get a
ass
hug.
home somewhere.
Forget you then.
Yeah.
Where my hug at?
Where my hug at?
Where my hug at? You don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, you don't.
So
Oh my gosh, I hate that.
I
phrase.
grew up. You feel me? You
Oh,
knew.
because
like,
yeah, when a guy is like, where my hug at? I'm like, okay,
It's like,
why to
dude.
sleep with me?
like clearly I didn't want to give you a hug. Like why you at? So that stemmed from I didn't want to be that guy. Like where my hug
Yeah.
at? So I'm always boom right here,
Self-aware king.
right here, boom. Like and it's funny because like we see people like that know us like. And they'll give like all the guys hugs. Get to me, boom, put it right there, sister. And it ain't got nothing to do with like
Yeah.
I don't mind hug. It's just like I don't want to. I guess I don't want to
It's
break
just
that
not you.
barrier.
It's just not your thing.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
boom, right there. Like even when we came in, we gave you a hug.
Yeah.
It took a lot to like oh.
OMG, I already.
But
forgot.
once we get the hug, it's like yes, like I did it.
Yeah.
We're good. We're good.
I'm super physical touch, so I'm like, I don't even be. I should have asked you if you wanted to.
No,
hug.
no, it's
You
fine.
want one? No.
But I'm not. I'm a big high five guy. Like
Yeah.
I just put it there because
I'm a handshaker. I'm
that's-
like, let's do like some butterfly thing.
me and Trey got a new handshake.
Okay.
We
Yeah, it's right here.
all of our lives we haven't really had a handshake, but now we finally tapped.
I love it. I love it.
I like that Drake
I'm
bar. It
jealous.
was like we used to recognize each other from handshakes, something like that. So
Yeah.
I plug that bar, CJ. I'm not
Yeah.
there, so. But no. So what's the first thing you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, teeth are a big thing. At this point, people can
And
be like,
besides, and also, besides like being a man of God, what else is there?
oh,
You
for
know?
sure.
Like,
No,
yeah, like what else is there?
No,
Like,
yeah,
what else is
obviously
there?
I'm dating Christian men out here, period. And I don't want, people can be like, you're shallow. Like, no, I like what I like. Like,
Yeah, you like what you like.
it's like I'm attracted to guys that are like pretty tall. And they have to have hair. I'm sorry. Like that's like I like to put my fingers through a guy's hair. Like that's like something that I really enjoy. So that needs to happen. But like I was actually thinking about this. Is like what's maybe like a non-physical thing that like I'm attracted to is really like ambition. For some reason this past year I've been like attracted to like younger guys, which I don't know. I've gone out with like this guy that was like 28 and he ended up not working out. And then I went out with a dude that was like 21. And the guy who was 21 was like more pursuing, putting in more effort, really ambitious about his job, had
Yeah.
goals, like had all this like stuff, and he was very confident. It wasn't like, oh, you're older than me and like, you make more money. It was very like, I'm gonna take care of you. Like I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do
Yeah,
that. I mean,
okay.
it didn't work out.
Yeah, but okay.
But so I think ambition is very attractive to me, and so I think sometimes like when a guy's like, oh, I'm just kind of like I mean, people, we're all figuring it out. We're all
Yeah,
kind of
facts.
lost,
Yeah,
right?
facts.
But I
Real-
think
real
it's like
talk.
if he's just kind of like, I don't really want to do this, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, okay, this ain't gonna work. Like entrepreneur mindset. Like, you know what I'm saying? If someone doesn't like have a little bit of that, then I don't feel like it would work.
And for the guys getting googly eyes right now at Morgan, she said, and I quote, "She is single, not really looking unless she's looking." That's what she said. So
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So if you know what I'm saying, you got it like that.
Drop
You
the
might
Instagram
got
right
a
there. We'll
chance.
drop the
Yeah,
Instagram
give
right
me more.
there.
Okay, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, there you
What's
go.
crazy too
If
is
you got it like that, you better show some ambition. You feel me?
Yeah.
Come on now, you better have your stuff ready to go. But that's what's up though.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like one like outfit wise, like people used to always ask me like, oh, do you like a really like a fashionable guy since you're
I
into
feel like you do.
fashion?
I feel
But I mean,
like-
like yes and no. Like I like athletes. It's like, the basic like sweatpants vibes, whatever. But for some reason, like as I've been getting more into like vintage and stuff, kind of like the LA look, like
Yeah.
the 90s, like the backward snapback
Yeah.
or like bandana, like kind of I'm like, okay,
That's hard.
yeah, like
That's hard. Yeah.
what's the Paul Walker?
I said forget about it, cuz.
Like,
yeah,
I'm just
that's
like,
your vibe.
yeah, like,
Australians,
I
right?
feel you. I feel you on
yeah, yeah.
Australians.
I feel you on that one. Yep.
No, that's funny. And it's,
That's me.
you segue into fashion. When did you feel like fashion became like a big deal? Because like obviously you talked about going recently doing the runway audition and things
Look
like
at him.
that.
He's just pulling up all the solo pod. Guys, listen to my solo pod. Obviously, CJ listened to it.
Episode
so.
24 just came. It was like 16 hours ago.
That's
just came
right.
out,
Oh,
yeah.
you're so wow.
I try to be
oh
tapped
my
in.
gosh, such a good friend.
He said he tried to be
This man is
tapped.
the opposite, the farthest thing from shallow. He's so deep out here.
But so like, when did you feel like fashion became like a part of your identity?
Because
Yeah.
it wasn't Evangel. Let me I'm just
Oh my
I'm just
gosh.
playing. I'm just playing.
Not freshman year.
I'm just
Oh
playing.
my
I'm
gosh,
just
freshman year I
playing.
only
I'm
brought Packer shirts. I was like, these boys are gonna know I'm sporty. Like,
I'm
oh
just
my
playing.
goodness. Well, no, I kind of mentioned it in the solo pod. Is like my parents. Well, I got to a point when I was like 8 years old where I was like, I don't care what you say. Like, I'm gonna wear what I want to wear, and I was a fool. Like, I had the worst outfits and whatever, but I had this like independence where I was like, I'm gonna wear this because I chose it. And really, since that, it just grew. Like, I've always been really into fashion, and now my brother's actually pretty into fashion and like clothes and vintage. Where my sister was always really into makeup, and so we kind of like segued. Where growing up, like I would watch like America's Next Top Model, any kind of fashion show, always looking at Pinterest. My grandma and I, we would actually. Like, I would have clothes that wouldn't fit, and I'd take them to her house, and we would create a whole new outfits.
Yeah.
And, like, cut them and sew them and completely change the entire outfit. So a goal of mine is to, like, really learn how to sew because I've recently met some guys that are just, like, so cool here in Springfield, and I'm, like, I want to learn from you, you know, like, the Love brand, check
Love
them
brand.
out.
Yeah, I've
because
seen
they
them.
are,
I've seen them.
He's getting on the pod. Ah!
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
see.
cool.
Hey,
You guys
hey,
do
come
too,
on,
but-
but I seen them.
They're insane. I'm
Yeah.
obsessed. So I don't know. And I think like being in college was really like I love my family, but I would come out of the bedroom and they're like, "What the heck are you wearing?" You know, like. And then in being in college, my friends were like, "Get a girl, like slay." And so I think I had like more confidence. Where now, if I wear something crazy and wild, I'm like confident about it.
Yeah.
You know, and so I don't know. And I like the fact that. You know, with fashion, there can be like a lot of like politics and different, like there can be bad symbolism. Like it's hard to find just like organic, fun design fashion nowadays without like some kind of meaning. But I love when people try things that like don't really like, you never put it together. It
Yeah,
doesn't make
don't really
sense.
go.
It's like a little ugly, but you're like, man,
That's
that's
hard.
kind of fire.
It
I just
works.
never thought of it,
It
like
works.
that. You know?
And that's something like because I'm really into fashion
Yeah,
too.
you are,
Like,
yeah.
is.
I really am. So like
He
the
thinks he
vintage,
is.
the vintage feel, but like also like what kind of ties me in is like
Yeah.
shoes. Like I love shoes, and that I feel like that goes back to my childhood because like growing up, I really didn't have like that many shoes. Like my parents didn't give me like the Jordan ones whenever I'm in elementary school or middle school because I was gonna tear them up or something like that.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm at recess or whatever. So I'm really into shoes, but like I tied into like the fashion and stuff like that. And, like you said, the Love brand. I saw like some of their jeans, and I'm like, bro, like I want you to like. Customize me a pair of jeans because
Yes.
like they are dope. Like they are
They're
dope.
insane.
It's like So
And it's really refreshing. So like you'll have to check them out on Instagram. It's like
Yeah, they got your size on there.
LUV brand. I just bought like a new jacket from them, but
That you wore at the
yeah, look at him
Yep.
go. Look at him go. But it's crazy. Like just a couple of guys out of an apartment that just put together their own pieces and designs, and that's so organic. You know,
Yeah.
there's like people are like thrifting vintage all the time, but like when you meet someone who's like creating it, oh my gosh,
dope.
that's like so cool.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
And I think that like the even more your fashion fits your personality because you talk so much about, hey, just be you, do what you want to do, express yourself in the way you want to express yourself. Because
Express yourself.
fashion has got to that point, right?
Yeah.
The only fashion I can think of is what it's a big deal in the NBA when they're coming in, take pictures of them,
100%.
right? And some of the stuff they wear, I'm not gonna lie,
Some of it's kind of off.
I'm like,
I'm
oh
not
my
gonna lie.
god,
Not
like,
Joey B. I'm just kidding.
Like,
I'm like the fashion and the captions are on point.
Yeah, Joe be putting it on for real.
Yeah,
He don't be wearing
Yeah.
nothing that's like, what in the world? But I feel like hearing you say that reflects, like, it makes me take a step back and it's like, no, that's that person expressing themselves. So
Yeah.
I gotta let them vibe out, do what they want to do. I mean, it's okay. I want to wear black all the time and be like,
But I guess
low-key.
like to a point though, bro. Like whenever I see like, not even NBA players, just people like I guess men, right? So I guess in a way like it is cool. Like it's cool for like men to kind of, I'm not gonna call it cross dress, but I guess like get something from a girl's eye. You know what I'm saying? Put it on, put that shit on, whatever, dress up. But like to me, there's a point. It's like okay, bro, like. Why are you wearing a skirt or why are you wearing a dress? Like to me, there's a point. Like
Right.
it's like a masculine point. Like, and I mean, like girls, like don't get me wrong. Like a lot of girls really like that. Like if I see a dude's post like him wearing a skirt, or oh my gosh, you look so fine. You know, heart emojis, fire. But like to me, I'm like, yeah, I could never.
Don't be looking at me like that.
Maybe Morgan likes it. But
we
like,
finally got a female we can look at. And be like,
but I could never though. But like I see like things
I
like
could never
that.
either.
And I don't think like, and that's something I'm just like, like I don't care. Like I don't want
Yeah.
to say like I'm judging them, but I'm just like, yeah, bro, I could never. Like that's just
I hear you.
like a
So like in the last, like you said, I already said it.
Morgan, are you
like,
into? Hold on, wait, Morgan, are you into the dressing, like the dress with the?
No.
Okay. All right.
But,
No.
but sort of like and one thing I'm curious about, and I don't know much in this industry,
Yeah.
but like you said, like wanting to be a runway model and all that good stuff. But I feel like when I see these like clips on Twitter, they're wearing stuff that nobody would ever wear down the
Right.
street. Can you allude to like why is this the case? Like why do designers put their models in just the craziest outfits?
100%. And I think, I mean, obviously, I'm not some like big model. I haven't, I auditioned for Kansas, Fashion Week. It's like, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm into fashion. But I think part of why I'm so into it is because, like, my whole career, like, marketing is storytelling, podcasting is storytelling, graphic design is storytelling, videos, vlogs is storytelling. And so that's really what fashion is when you're having this runway. I think it used to be like, oh, this is the new line for the season, you can buy this. But I think a lot of that has changed where it's like, well, this is the story. I mean, you look at runways where, like, the past year they've had fashion shows where the models were all twins, and like certain things.
Yeah.
And so I think where the fashion used to be a lot of, you can buy this in stores, this collection this season, but now it's really like, well, what was the story? Like, how different and weird can we make this? Can we, what's a new branch of creativity? How can I be different than other designers? And I think that's a lot more of how like fashion has come to is like, what's the meaning behind it?
So it's more of that designer, that runway of models is more that designer's creativity coming in, or just on a human person. That makes sense.
Right. Versus like, would you wear this to a football game?
This is not well, I'm not trying to show you a fit. I'm just trying to show you what I got in my mind.
Exactly. It's kind of like music to me. It's kind of like, different people do different things to kind of create a song. So I think that's a little bit of like, especially like art galleries. Like I think it's all the same thing. Like I have a artist guy friend who was actually featured at Abalesque, who we had on the podcast, and he's like, I go travel to get creative inspiration for my collection. So he's like, this whole collection was because of my trip to Paris. And I'm like, well, how did this, how do you remember? He's like, well, this was when I went here, and this line means this. And so that's what I think this fashion is like, is it's, they have this idea, this emotion. Like if I was to create a fashion line based on maybe it was like my senior year experience or whatever, I could do that based on what I felt on the inside. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I could be completely wrong. Someone could be in here and be like, I just wanted to do it, but that's why I like it. Yeah. It's because it's so much deeper than just like fabric.
Yeah. And like you said, so like nobody can ever tell you that you're wrong because it's expressing you. Yeah. Yes. So nobody can ever just be like, well, what she just said that makes bro, because you're expressing yourself. So if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. And just like likewise, that's how I feel. Like when I put something on, I'm like, I don't care if it matches or not. You know what I'm saying? It's just me. Like, I'm saying? Like if I want to rock some baggy jeans or something, it's me. Like it's just what I, I'm saying? It's just who I am, what I, 100%. I'm doing. And CJ, he's rocking Nike, I'm saying? He wants to be checked up, so,
I mean, but it did. And it's funny because we all, at some point, we all put the fit on and look in the mirror as like, is this acceptable? And the part of your brain is like, is it going to be acceptable to other people? But like, how do you get past that point? And that's so hard for so many people.
Yeah.
So many people to be like, okay, dog, I'm putting this on for me. I love it on me. And I think it's even more just now I hear you say that this runway is for that creative person. Yeah. This is my creative mind. You can't tell me this is wrong.
Which is actually kind of dope.
You can't tell me this looks bad, right? When it comes to me making videos, right? I was just a part of this project the other day where, shout out my guy Ian. He sent me a raw clip, right? And one thing that's big in video editing is color. Right, and movies in Hollywood, right, they send their footage to a colorist, right? In Hollywood, it's a certain way you probably should color. But when it comes to the things we do on Instagram, right, it's no right or wrong way to do it. And he sent this to about 8 different editors, and we all colored it in our own way, and I thought it was so beautiful.
Oh, that's cool.
Because it's funny how you can send this to 8 different people and we can all see it in 8 different ways. Yeah. Right? And it's just like, that's you and be you. You don't have to fold from what you see other people doing just because they got more followers or they're making more money. Yeah. It's like, no, be you, be authentically you, and like that will get you to where you want to be.
Yeah, and let's be real. Like we have talked, like I've talked with you about coloring, color grading, certain things too. And like I was telling you, like I didn't want my video to look like, gray and ashy sometimes. I'm like, bro, like how do I, transfer it over? And we had that talk, and
Yeah.
now it's pretty dope. Now
I think
yeah,
he's
now,
good.
One thing too, like with fashion, is I have like a friend / coworker where she loves dressing up for work, and like I hate dressing up for work. Like I hate work clothes. Like I understand if I'm like having a business meeting and I'm like in a baddie little jumpsuit with the heels. Like no, I like that, but like the day to day, hate it. I come alive post work when I get to wear my streetwear because I can't wear that to work.
Yeah.
But she hates post work. But then she's like, oh, I'm just gonna put on, clothes that don't matter. So it's crazy that like what matters to me is the after work fashion, and she cares about the at work fashion. So it's kind of the similar where people have different priorities, and like you don't know what someone values versus what they don't.
Yeah,
No,
not
for
to
sure.
not to disrespect your job, but do you feel like we should be able to express ourselves?
Yes, but like I also know what I like to wear. So I mean, for me,
It may
like
not-
I
may not
could
be
wear it on a
professional.
casual Friday, but for a business meeting,
may
do
not
I
be
think
the best.
wearing a jersey with
Yeah.
whatever makes
Tough.
sense? No.
Yeah.
So,
So
Yeah.
I mean, if you're working from home all the time, it's probably different. But
I mean, because I think that goes into the part of like, so a big thing in the African American community, we always feel like we have to present ourselves in a certain way that makes it like, okay, I can actually be presentable. Like one
presentable,
big
yeah.
thing is our hair.
Our hair.
Right? Like for a long time, dreads were like looked down upon, wasn't professional, and it's like that's my hair.
yeah.
Like if, like this, I can groom it. Maybe like right now I need a haircut, but I can still groom it and make it look presentable. Just because you see the dreads make it unpresentable, it's like
That's wild.
what I'm saying, that's my hair. That's how I express myself. My heritage. And all that good
for
stuff.
sure.
So where do you feel like you pull your inspiration from for your
this is
merchandise?
beautiful. I love this because then we can bounce off each other. This is great.
No, I love
I
these
just put
questions.
the
You
mic
guys
down
are
right now.
you're killing it so much. Yeah, so I think like my podcast is a little bit different because I would say my audience is a lot of 18 to 25 like women, but also it's not just a woman podcast. Like I have some friends in the space and they talk more directly to women, but I'm like, I like having athletes. Like I like having artists. I like having whatever I find interesting on, And so I wanted a merchandise that was very like androgynous. Like I wanted like men and women to both wear it. Like it had to be vintage looking. It had to be things that I would want to wear all the time. Like why would I pick this sweatshirt out of the closet versus anyone else?
Yeah.
Obviously I love Springy Jeans. I love Lonely Ghost, like certain big brands. So that was definitely inspiring. Did a lot of like homework on Pinterest, that kind of thing. So I actually have 3 designs, but I feel bad like talking about it because I haven't released them yet. But
My bad.
no, you're good because like I talk about it, everyone's like, well, I want them, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
they're coming. so
Trey feels your pain on that.
yeah.
yeah. So I mean, it's coming for sure, but we can talk about it. So like, there's essentially 3 designs, and the first one is kind of like, this is all like crew neck. So my first drop I did over a year ago was like trucker hats, like vintage looking trucker hats. I like the stamp. Everything I want to do is like very vintagey.
Yeah.
I want it to be like, what is that? Like I want to wear it because it's cool, not just because it's like Morgan's merch. So one of the crew necks is like not like basic, but it's like more like normal looking that
Yeah.
people would just, oh, that's cool. It's a cool phrase. Let me just pop it out. Color scheme is really important. The second one is kind of like related to like ping pong, sort of like it's very
Yeah.
like
Ping
vintage
pong
and like
count?
different and just kind of like a little bit weirder.
Oh, you're
Oh,
good.
okay.
That's my phone.
Oh no, you're
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
The second one's like a little bit weirder looking, which I was like, okay, the people who like vintage that like kind of want to like take it to that next level. So we have that one, and then and then the other one. The third one kind of has like a vintage college university vibe, almost like a championship game kind of like crew neck. So yeah, so they're all done. I just have to, I'm kind of like waiting on the trademarks, but I might get some stuff in the pipeline soon. I mean,
Yeah.
who knows?
Got
but
to, man. Got to.
yeah, so they're honestly, shout out to my girl Eva. Like Eva is like my co-decision maker in life. So
she's still out here?
Yeah, she's still out here. She went, just like me.
Shout out Eva. Hey,
No,
what's
shout out my
going
girl
on,
Eva. But no, yeah, she helped
You know
like
who Eva is.
solidify.
Yeah, she played on the intramural. She played on the
Yeah,
intramural
she was
team.
on your team. She was on your team.
Yeah, I remember. Eva was a baller. She can make
Yeah,
plays.
she was a baller.
Yeah, she
She
makes
was.
plays.
Yeah.
He said, yeah.
So
Continue.
no, you're good. I'm just saying that like Eva helps with a lot of like, should we do this? Is this color good? Is this gonna be a good idea? And so yeah, I guess that's where the inspiration comes. A lot of Pinterest, a lot of brands I like, and then besties.
Okay, so since we already like embraced in the pod, right?
Yeah.
I got a big question for you, but I'm gonna save it for you.
Okay.
So do you have a team that runs your pod, or like how do you like talk about the day to day of running your podcast? Like,
Yeah.
are you reaching out to your clients and like how do you edit? How do you post? Like talk about
No,
that.
that's a great question. Honestly, the podcast, like having your own is such a community, but also so lonely at the same time. I definitely consider myself like a solopreneur. Like I'm definitely an entrepreneur. The podcast is an LLC. I'm really scared to get my taxes done this year because like I don't know what I'm doing. Even my best friend helps me so much and like just ideas and like my dad would give me a lot of critiques on like audio stuff. I produce the entire thing. I record it. I'm trying to get better at video stuff. I edit it. I write the questions. I seek out the guests. I have a lot of people who like want to be on, and that's like so awesome. But I know, like as you guys know, as podcast hosts, it's hard sometimes, like trying to improve analytics. Like, okay, you know, this person wants to be on. They'd be great to be on. What topic do we tie it to? You know, and that kind of thing. Like, what's gonna be really good to listen to. Recently, I just have a lot of friends who support me, and that can look like time, ideas, whatever it is. And I have a few friends that have helped me with the website and potentially video stuff here in the future. So it's kind of like there's no commitment really for anyone because I know at the end of the day, like no one's gonna take it as seriously as I do because it's my baby. But I have a lot of people that they love it, and it's so insane when like someone loves something that like you created or like God brought this idea and like they love it so much. It's like insane, but it's really cool. So it can be lonely sometimes though, and that's why like having other podcasting friends in this space is so important because when you get to talk and you're like, hey, what edit system do you use? Like what do you use for this and this and this? And they tell you, I mean you're helping each other get better. Like iron sharpens iron. So that's my girl Hannah Reuter has been on. She has our non-toxic podcast here in Springfield, and she was on mine. And she's been one of the best friends ever because it's someone in the same space. And I didn't realize how much I like needed that, But yeah, so it's kind of a solo shit. But obviously, down the road, if the right turns get made, and I know I'm talking a lot, but like I met this girl recently, and she said that she like. Because I get paid from some ads, but it's not a lot. You know what I'm saying?
You still get paid. Hey,
yeah,
you get paid for some. Hey,
I've made like $40.
Hey, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, that's
Cecilia, queen. But I've had like a lot of trade work partnerships that I get from like stuff with the podcast, and that's been awesome. But I met this girl, and she went to one of the biggest like podcast trade shows, and someone picked her podcast up, and they like have like a sponsored partnership, and she, they don't have like, I mean, she didn't tell me how many listeners they have. I mean, obviously they're not like Call Her Daddy or Full Send, but like that's pretty incredible. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, like maybe this next year I should make that a priority. And it's one of those things, like when I get guests on the podcast, a lot of them it's like we meet by chance. I'm extroverted, God put us, people, I have friends, but a lot of it is like shoot your shot. And that's how I am with like relationships, how I am with like business, jobs, whatever. Like no one's gonna know if you don't try.
Yeah.
And this is really crazy, but like romantically, Springfield's a whole other thing, but when we can talk about this, like I feel like guys they're so afraid of like rejection nowadays. That guys will not try to go after a girl unless they for sure know her answer.
But why is that though? Do you know?
Well, actually, I was talking to this like,
Here we go.
yeah, I was talking to this
Yes,
dad
sir.
the other day, and it was kind of a crazy conversation. I don't know if I 100% agree with him, but he was like, essentially, I think women are mentally tougher. And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah. He goes, if you get rejected, you're upset, but you'll have another guy tomorrow. He goes, if a guy gets rejected, they don't talk to a girl for 6 months. And I'm like, well, I don't know how true that is. I mean,
that's not true.
I don't know.
I don't think it's. I don't think.
I mean, he must be a bozo.
Yeah.
6 months is crazy.
I was about to say. I was about to say that.
Well,
that's
that's
half
what
a year.
6 months is crazy.
But, I also think it's like a geographic thing. Like when I go to Florida, when I go to Kansas, when I go to Nashville, like guys are like, what up, what up, what up? Springfield, that does not happen.
Yeah.
Does not happen. And that's okay, because I don't feel like, I don't know if this is like the place
Like you
for
said,
me.
this ain't your forever place.
This ain't my
probably.
forever place.
Yeah.
But I do feel like when guys are so, they're like, well, I don't know, like the girl should reach out, like, but like, dude, just be confident. Like, it does not matter. If a guy is not my type and maybe like I'm not attracted to him at all, if he still comes up to me with confidence and is like, hey, like, aside from across the room, I was just wondering if I could like introduce myself. That's like attractive. That's so hot because like no one else is doing that.
Yeah.
Instead they're in your phone like swiping left and they're like, oh.
We getting free game, fellas.
Free
I love
game.
it.
Free game, cash money.
So I think if I put it in my shoes, like he said, the I'm not necessarily scared of rejection, but if more females had that personality of like, okay, I may not be into you, but like let's have a conversation.
Yeah.
And I think I'm so intrigued to that. Like I don't go out a lot, but like that feeling of like I just had a great conversation with somebody.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, okay, yeah, like boom, let me buy you this, whatever. You
Yeah.
know, we start talking, and it's like actually a genuine conversation. Like I'm
Yeah.
getting to know you. I think that's great. But I feel like a lot of females don't have that mindset. They're more like it's like, oh, you're ugly, like get away from me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Nah,
like,
yeah, or like, and also the top. This is like a very big topic for me.
I know.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a big.
we
I
going
just had to
there.
like open the can of worms.
Go ahead.
you
This
know?
Go
is a
ahead.
big topic for me because I'm like, because I am like I tend to see both sides, like men and women.
Are you single,
Right.
Trey, or no?
I'm not single. No.
Vibes. I haven't talked to you guys in a minute.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm out here like you're in my laundry. I'm like, what's yours?
Yeah, no. I'm not single. But like I tend to see both sides. I try to see both sides. Yes, I am a man, so I'm like, but when it comes down to, I guess, women, right? Now I could say
Right.
we could vice versa this back to the men, but to women, for me, I feel like a lot of women.
Say it. You're not gonna offend
like
anybody.
a lot
Go
of
ahead.
women.
Go ahead. Drop
A lot
the
of
gas
women,
pedal.
like, all right, so like a lot of women, they're into status. So like, and
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? And like, so I feel like if you don't look like you have status, or if you're not in that status bracket, a man going up to that woman of like, I guess, let's just keep it a beam. Like, I guess, beautiful face, big butt, whatever you're into, skinny,
Right.
Nice smile, whatever you're into.
Blonde, blue eyes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, whatever you're into.
I'll
If
play.
a dude goes up there, hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, how you doing? Like, I want to get to know you. And the first thing a woman has to say to a man is, oh, well, how much you making? Or like, you know what I'm saying? Or like,
How many times has that happened to you, Trey? Where that's like her rebuttal.
I want to say slim to none for me because slim to none for me.
Has
Slim
it,
to-
has it ever happened once?
No.
Period.
But also like
Trey's
I said,
a looker,
like,
though.
No,
Trey's a
but-
looker, though.
Yeah, I am a looker, but like status wise, I like to say like I do dress nicely. So if I do,
Yeah.
if I do want to go up to a
Like
woman,
he got it on.
I mean,
So
if
like,
I do go
yeah.
up to a woman, you know what I'm saying, hey, how you doing? They're not gonna just look at me and be like, but if I do dress like a bum, and say for instance, if I do have money, and I have seen this actually through social media, and just people have told me this actually stories too that are in the city of Dallas or in the city, so called. But like, why is that? And like men, and you know what I'm saying, you said like men should go up to more women, but it's like, bro, like, it's like more of a status. I feel like now, like nowadays, it's not like okay, like I see this nice looking tall man in the corner. All right, come up to me, come talk. Yeah, you could probably be thinking that, but then the man's like, she's good looking, like she looks really pretty. But I don't really know, like if she's gonna just, look at me for my pockets or look at me for me. And that's a thing. Like it really is a thing. It's a thing.
thing.
CJ, how do you feel? Like we could talk.
No, I definitely. I feel like in today's time, it's getting worse because
It is.
I'm sure you see these videos. I don't have TikTok, but I see these videos.
I've seen some TikToks. I know what
Yeah,
you're talking about. Where
it's
you're
like-
like, well, how much does he make?
But I just
Yeah.
feel like it's more not even just talking about just how much you make, but I feel like it's just like a status. Like
yeah.
it's not
like how many followers you have,
It's like a
all that
status.
thing.
It's not
Yeah.
just genuine. Like damn, like you look good. Like,
it is based off of what they see first off. It's like not because like me, for instance, like I'm gonna be real. I ain't the prettiest dude around. I don't dress the best.
Get out of here, CJ. You're a slay. You're not even like.
Morgan
don't-
says so. She be like Slay Queen. He's like,
Don't even be like coming at yourself like that.
no, but
You're Slay.
I'm
You're
okay.
Slay.
Like
up.
like I
And girl,
like
I'm just kidding.
I have accepted the fact of like I'm not gonna be the best looking dude in the room. That's fine.
what your personalities.
But I have a great personality and I can like have a conversation with anybody.
Yeah.
I know I can. I know I can like talk your ear off and like make you laugh and all that good stuff. But it's like a lot of times you ain't gonna get past that. You ain't gonna get able to get to that point because she's looked off what I'm
Yeah, what you're-
what
you
I'm
know
wearing,
what
what
I'm
I
saying?
look like, overweight, you feel me, not the prettiest, got a
What
gap
you're
in his
driving,
teeth.
yeah, bro. I mean,
Driving a
like-
Kia Soul, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I ain't got no BMW, you know what I'm saying? So
Oh my God.
I do feel like, but I want to say to my fellas, some of y'all do come off too aggressive, bro.
That's
Like,
also very
Yeah.
true
y'all
too.
coming off too aggressive.
That's
fam.
very true.
Well, there's a lot of factors. Like, not all women are the same. Not all guys are the same. Like, if you're looking for a wife at a bar, at a club, like, sometimes they're not going to be like the right chick all the time. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes the guys at church are the right guys. And so,
Talk about it.
first of all, one of the little things a guy could do is like, just like have a great cologne. Oh my gosh. If I walk into a room and a guy smells so good, I might not even think he's cute at all. But I'm gonna be like, wow, you smell so good. Like
Pat,
I
you
just
smell
had
like
to
money,
tell
boy.
them, and like that's huge. But I mean, you're right. Like if a guy is talking to me or my friends and is like not getting a hint, then it's like, okay.
It's like,
But also, as like AI and like how big the virtual world is, and like if a guy is super hot, they're often like the F boy or whatever. That I feel like a lot of the traditional values of like, let me pursue this woman, let me like court her, let me like, you know, really value, respect her, and like withhold physical or whatever. Like a lot of that is lost. So when a guy does that now, like when a guy just says, hey, I just want, you know, I saw you from the cross room, I just want to say like, you're really pretty. I'm Sam, whatever. You're just kind of like, oh my gosh, that like never happens.
Right.
And I think like a lot of people like, oh, she's so pretty or whatever, like
Like,
that
it
happens all the
always
time.
happens, yeah.
It does not.
No.
So I think now with our generation, like we're so big on followers, content, how big are you, blah,
Yeah.
that when we meet someone that like doesn't care and then they're so different. Like I think our generation craves like romance. Like we crave something real because we're so used to just
movies and
like instant gratification.
Yeah.
And that's
So-
another thing, fellas, you need to work on too. If you're going up to a female, you need to have your game ready. Like you need to be able to hold the conversation, my boy.
Yeah.
Now it plays off the female too, but you can
Right.
read the room, get the vibe,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If she giving you 2-word answers, like
CJ also
Yeah.
got game. Hey, don't let CJ also got
I
game. For real.
I toot my horn on
Yeah,
that.
he
I
got-
know I got a mouthpiece.
CJ got game like EA. For
What's
real.
your line? What's your line?
Like
You see a chick? I'll tell you mine.
so, I go back to Evangel, right? So
Yeah.
meeting females at Evangel
Right.
back in the day, right? So you know what's the day they popped the fireworks, like before the first day of school? I forget it. What,
Yeah.
so that day,
It was
right?
Frisky Friday. No.
No.
Fritz, this dude.
what's-
This dude.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like end of launch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something like
launch
that.
week or
right?
something.
And so
Yeah, yeah.
after that, they give ice cream, right? So
Yeah.
this is where like you seeing females really for the first time.
Yeah.
I used to go up to them, be like, "Excuse me, ma'am, like, how you doing? What's your name? Whatever." And I'm like, "Man, I just been really looking for the clock tower." Meanwhile, we're standing right next to the
Right.
clock tower. I've been really looking for the clock tower. Like I really can't find it. So she started laughing, and then boom, there you go. We
Boom.
off to the races
Locked
at that
in.
point.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I don't really go out. So like as far
Yeah.
as like a bar or something like that, I don't know. Like you just gotta find something, map it out, but you just gotta find something like, how you doing, man? You very beautiful, whatever. You know what I'm saying? If I buy you something, you know, buy you a drink, you know what I'm saying? Something like
Yeah.
that. But you just gotta be able to go. You just gotta be able to hold a conversation.
Morgan, what's
I want to hear your line.
Yeah.
What's your line?
I'm so basic. Well, I'm always like, you should play me in ping pong. Like, but what's so crazy is like this. I don't really care. I'm a podcast host. Obviously, I don't
Yeah.
care. This past year, this like guy I thought was so cute. Like we were kind of like talking a little bit, like back and forth, whatever. And then finally one night, I was like, he's just not getting it. And so I messaged him, and I was like, all I said to him, completely out of the blue, I was like, you should play me in ping pong sometime. And he was like, oh my gosh, yeah, that sounds fun. Where did this come from? And I was like, I don't know. I just feel like you'd be competitive, and I feel like
Yeah.
it'd be a good game. And then we ended up like going out, and that obviously didn't work out. But
So
Did you ever play him in ping pong? Did you win?
Yeah.
we actually went on. It was actually one of the best dates of my life.
Get
Like
out.
we had so much fun. We didn't play ping pong. We went axe throwing. I was actually really bad at axe throwing, but yeah, it was a great date, and then it just didn't
Dang
work
it.
out.
I wanted to know if you
So.
whooped him in ping pong.
So, but like, say like you do a date for ping pong.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing you're pretty good. Mm-hmm. Like, are you gonna let them win? Like
No.
to give them the man ego? You gonna
That
like,
would
really
not
whoop
be
'em?
very women empowerment of me.
So, are you gonna be like super like like
Yeah.
fist pumping and everything?
Yes. I hate
Has it ever
Your game, fella.
scared anybody away?
No, I think guys are like, I mean, I don't know about other sports. Volleyball I'm pretty good at. Like, I'm not going to like beat a guy at different other sports, but like ping pong, I expect to win. And I like some guys will like try to go easy on me, or they'll like pretend like they were going easy. And I'm like, stop. Like that's ugly.
I
Like,
like you,
Stop, that's ugly.
no, I mean, I don't know. I think they think it's kind of cute. And
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I'm still single, so maybe not.
I like a
competitive
woman,
Yeah,
right?
it's fun.
Like
yeah.
Trey and his girl go bowling, like they compete. If I take you bowling, I'm trying to dog you. I'm trying to dog you. Like I
Yeah.
remember seeing this tweet. They was like, if I go bowling and if I see the guy's back leg kick out
Yeah.
like a regular
Yeah.
ball, I'm leaving. I'm talking about I'm going hard.
Yeah.
I don't spin the ball and all that good stuff,
Yeah.
but
No, but CJ's a great bowler though.
I'm not great. I'm the
Nah.
What are you
He's-
bowling these days?
sunshine.
No, I said
Well,
like, what are you bowling?
Oh, like a
Like
150,
number wise.
I'm like a sub 115 bowler.
Okay,
Like not great.
okay.
But if I pop off,
he's
the only thing
good.
is I gotta close lanes. Like so they always, I don't feel like I throw the ball too hard, but they always
he
like
does.
I throw it like really really hard.
Dang.
I'm good. Like I'm really decent. I'm knocking down 8 and 9 pins. If I can
Every time.
close out,
Okay.
if I can close
Every
out,
time.
I'm gonna have a great day. But most of the
Yeah.
time, my spare game is horrible. So,
But he
that's why
gets
I'm
strikes. Don't let this man. He gets strikes. Like,
I'm a
he's-
No, I
decent
believe. I
bowler.
think he's a humble king. Like I
yeah,
feel like we're
don't-
not getting 100% of the facts.
Don't
So
let
I'm
this
I'm a
man-
the
decent.
tape,
I'm a
but-
decent bowler.
Don't let
But
this
I'm letting you
man
know,
play.
if we going on a date to bowling, I'm gonna try to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try.
No,
to.
100%, and that's like, it's like, why would I like gas myself up for ping pong and then you would go easy on me? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why you think like if a guy beats me, beat me hard. You know what I'm saying? Like,
If I see Morgan doing that,
like I don't need to have this like I can swallow my pride. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
have you
So,
ever seen Balls of Fury? Pause. That's like.
oh,
a
I've
thing.
never actually seen it, but I like. Know
That's
exactly
like
what you're
that's
talking
Morgan. Like she. like, shit.
No,
I would be
it really
dead.
is.
I would be.
Man, I'd love
so,
to see it.
so Morgan, we already on this topic. I want to hear breakdown for the fellas at home, because we obviously, like you said, most of your podcast listeners are females.
Right.
Ours are probably mostly guys.
What up? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, cash money.
Boop, drop the IG again.
Cash money.
What is the
My ring size is. I'm just kidding.
ring before
I'm
spring
playing.
for what?
I'm very much
she's-
not ready
hey.
for that.
What is the perfect, like, what's the perfect date? How can a guy set that up?
For
No, that's
you.
great.
I
Yeah,
guess
for you,
it's
for you,
Yeah,
for you.
Catering to you.
Okay, to you.
I've actually thought about, well, I've gone on some really great dates, honestly. I mean, I like to play games. So I think the reason why him and I had a great date was like we went axe throwing and then we just kind of like let the night take us away. We just kind of like hopped from place to place and just had all this like, I'm very big on like spontaneous, like that kind of thing. So it could be a lot of things. Like we could just, get lunch or dinner and like play ping pong. I think anything with like live music that's like live music is like my love language. Just like having fun, like really like type of like a movie kind of thing. You know, I've been on dates where like we get at dinner, we get drinks, and that's fine. But like, what's the fun? Like
Fun thing we're doing.
yeah, like
Right.
I've gone to arcades and that was really fun. Or like let's go see some live music and dance, whatever. Just like super, just vibes. I don't know how to, I guess, explain it.
And I will say, like, games and stuff like that, like, adding that into a date really, like, brings out not only the competitiveness, but, like conversation, bro. Like,
Oh,
It
yeah.
shows you the type of personality.
yeah, bro. Like,
that
it's
person has.
just, like, yeah, bro. And it's dope.
No,
So
that's-
I've done that,
Yeah.
with,
That's
you know.
So
my shorty.
going into the date, does a guy need to be take the lead, or are you more like, hey, like work with me on this, or do you?
Or does it
You
matter?
want a guy like, hey,
Did the guy ask me out, or did I slide in his DM and say, "Do you want to play ping pong?"
I guess this was like this kind of gradually happened. So like he slid in your DMs, kind of
Okay.
little chat here and there for
Is it
about
the
a
first
week.
date? This is the first date.
First date, like, do you want him to hit you with the like, hey, we're going to Cheddar's at 6, then we're going to Incredible Pizza for arcade games at 9, whatever. Then I'm gonna
Have it all
pick you
planned
up.
out,
Yeah,
or,
like
or like you said, like, bam, first date planned out, and then bam.
or
spontaneous.
more like, what do you want to do? And the reason I ask
Yeah.
because I see a lot. I feel like I see more women be like, it's unattractive for a man not to take the lead. But I'm a guy that's like, I don't want to like. What if I do something that you don't like? Like,
let the night,
I feel like that's disrespectful. So like, how do you feel like as
That's a
you?
good. That's actually a really good question. CJ, you guys are killing it. Like, oh my god, just like please keep doing this. Like, you're so gifted.
Yeah.
I've gone on a lot of different dates. I've gone on dates where like guys have planned the whole thing and they were like wacky and weird. Like I once went on a date where like we were getting massages in the mall, and like that's what I'm saying. I was like, I'm not sure what's going. Yes.
Hey, he wild.
No, he was wild. He was
is-
wild.
Yeah, that one. What?
in the middle of the mall. Like,
It
wasn't
was
even,
like in the back, and like, but there was only one masseuse. Like, so he's like sitting there watching me, and then I had to sit there and watch. Like, there was not a second date.
holding hands. He reached out for your hand. Morgan, how are you? It's like soothing music.
That's funny. That is.
I
That
was
is
so
hilarious.
uncomfortable, but I was like, whatever, do it for the vine. But I don't know. I think you can just gauge it. Like I feel like I've gone on dates with guys and they're like, hey, like, what do you think about something like this? And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, hey, do you like sushi? Oh, yeah, I do. And then they go, okay, well, I'll make a reservation for this time and I can come pick you up. Ah, that is hot. Reservations are hot.
Okay.
And then, like, after the date, that's kind of where it's like, well, I was thinking we could do this. And, and that's kind of where, like, you can, like, lean into that, like, spontaneous, and kind of, because if you have it like all mapped out, I think that's super great. Like if maybe it's like the 5th date, you know what I'm saying? But like the first date,
It's not
like
real
what if
thoughtful.
dinner was like not the vibe, and you're like,
Yeah.
well, we're gonna do this, and I'm gonna be like, whoa, I have to pee, and then, like, but no, it's it's attractive when a guy is pursuing. Like, if you ask me on a date, why on earth would I plan it? You know, but I understand, like, you want to make sure that, like, I don't have an allergy and, like, you know, I like it.
Yeah,
and that kind of
peanut allergy or something. You know?
Right, you know, but initiative, like a guy being like, no, I got it, like confident, that's very attractive.
So he also asks you on a date, first date, and the bill comes. He looks at you and say, "Are we going to have?"
I'm never calling him again.
Wow.
On a first date, you ask me on a date, and then you want to split the bill with me?
Yeah, no deal. Even if you, I feel like I'm on the same bargain.
This is a great.
I don't bring my wallet.
If you ask him on a date, and shit, I feel like he still pick up the bill. Hey, and this is, I'm gonna look into this camera because I've seen this on World
Okay,
Star.
but the wording matters. Like, is it being like, am I like, hey, let's go hang out on Friday, or is it like, play me in ping pong? Like the guy, when I slid in his DM and I was like, you should play me in ping pong. We went axe throwing. He paid for food, drinks, axe, the whole thing, the whole night. And I was trying to pay for myself because I was like, I don't even know if this is a date.
That part. If you have a female that even offers, one, you should not, fellas, first, second, third, before this young lady is your girlfriend, you should be paying for every date. Trey may not agree.
I do agree with him.
But you should be paying for every date, my boy. You are a man. At the end of the day, men are supposed to be leaders. You should not be looking at no female, you should not be looking at no woman saying,
okay,
"Oh, we're going to half on a date."
Yeah.
Like, that's out of pocket, my boy. I don't care if she asks you on this date or, you know, you asked her whatever. And then, like I said, you got a real one. If she, like, I know she just, really females be playing. Like,
I'm not playing.
But, oh, you're not playing?
No.
But, you know, they start grabbing for the wallet, like, oh, okay, I got it. Nah,
my friends are better than me. Like, you know, when it's like gray area, like the axe throwing, I'm like, yeah, I'm grabbing for my wallet. But like, if you asked me on a date, you made the reservation, you picked me up, I'm not even gonna grab for my wallet. No, because you asked me here, and like, you might think paying for the bill is really important, but I think my time's really important, and I'm trying to figure out if like, is this someone that I actually want to sacrifice my time and like put them in my life? And as you know, he's doing the same thing. So to me, that's like. If you can't pay for a first date that you asked me on, no.
And to reword what CJ was saying,
because I know he's not going to agree with this.
Because he said Trey may not agree.
I know he's not. We've talked about it before.
No, like no. So okay. So when it comes
I'm just doing podcasts with boys like this.
So when it comes down to dates, right? So when it comes down to first dates, second dates, third dates, fourth dates, fifth, however you want to, you know, how many dates you
walk them through it.
Yes. All right. So the man, should pay, rightfully so. I'm not disagreeing on that. Rightfully so. Bam. All right. So like me and my girl.
Talk about it.
So now she's my girl. She's my lady, right? She's my girl. So what we do is, and I like this. Like, we take turns. So one date I'll pay, and the next date she'll pay. She'll take care of me. And I feel like that's an equal balance. Like, I feel like that's a balance. You know, women empowerment, it's an equal balance. Like, you know, and I'm not just like, I'm not like, hey, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, yo, man, I should pay. Pay. But it's like you know, we both know, like, okay, like it's my time to pay, or it's, you know, her time to pay, you know? And I like that. I like the balance. Now, can I pick up the tab every time? Sure. Can she pick up the tab every time? Sure. But I wouldn't want her to do that. But in my relationship, I pay, she pays. And it's just, you know, an agreement that we have. And, you know, we go on, you know, having a great time. So that's how I feel about it.
You're so funny.
Cash money?
No, and I think, I think if that works for you and you guys had that healthy agreement, then like slay. Like, you know, who am I to say that? You know, I think for me, I don't have a boyfriend, and I honestly have never had like a healthy relationship in that kind of way. So I don't know if I would want like the expectations, like we're always ping ponging like each other. Like, well, you get the last one, I'm gonna get this one. I think it like 100% when I'm your girlfriend, like, no, I will. Like, if I want to buy you ice cream, I want to like get you a gift. Like, you know, I'm still gonna like serve my man too, you know, in other capacities. So I think I probably wouldn't want the pressure of like, well, we're, you know, it's him to me, then him to me. But 100%, like, I would start, you know, buying stuff too.
Okay, but like, would that be when you talk about pressure, right? So like, is that,
well, not like pressure, but like expectation.
Would that be before
that word?
Would that be before like he's your man, or like whenever y'all are dating? Like, how would you? Because I feel like if y'all are dating, or, you know, fuck around if y'all are married. Shit, I don't fucking know. But if y'all are dating, like,
how we doing? A little podcast. How you doing?
Are ya?
Oh yeah.
We are.
Are you recording?
Yeah, we are. You're good, though.
Of course you are. I gotta get my mug in there. What's up, everybody? Like and subscribe and share.
My man.
There you go. How's it going, man? You guys doing well?
But like, that's where I'm coming from though. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, me and her, like, you know, we've been dating for a while now. And it's not like, and I say like my turn, her turn. It's not like every single time, because sometimes, you know, we lose count and one or the other, you know, XYZ. But you know, and there's not like really a expectation of like, oh, you got to pay now or I got to pay now. It's not really an expectation, but I just feel like there's an agreement, like not even agreement. I just feel like it's just something that we, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just something that we're kind of into, I guess. Like, it's something that we kind of, you know, bam. Now, and I get where CJ's coming from. Men should always pay for that. I get that.
The
like,
first,
I get that.
Before she is like, well, I'm bad at that too. Like, I think after we dated for a certain amount of time, you my girlfriend. I ain't got to ask. I know that's bad in the community. Like, you need to ask. You need to have that moment where you ask. But before that moment happens, I feel
so
like
funny.
you should be paying.
What if someone just like in there and they're, you know, you're like, I'm your girlfriend, and I'm like, what?
No,
You know,
but I feel like that's the grown man in me. Like, we at this
like,
age now. Like, we ain't not in high school no more.
Yeah,
you feel
like,
me? I ain't got to bring out the balloons in the middle of the hallway when we go in the passing
I don't
class.
know. I mean, maybe I just talked to the wrong guys, clearly, but like I'll meet like a 30-year-old that's like, I'm not ready to. No way, I still got chick on the side, and I'm like, you're 30, like.
And
But I mean, like, there's no. I mean, people don't have a timeline. I'm not
Yeah.
saying like, oh my gosh, but like, you know, especially in this area, that's like not normal. I feel like.
Yeah, but we're not gonna go off topic of Trey. But I want to stay with Courtney. You're not Courtney.
Morgan.
Morgan.
That's okay.
Where the hell Courtney came from? I'm thinking of boss lady in my
They
head.
call me
Shout
Khloe
out for-
Kardashian sometimes. No.
The keeping up with the.
Well, you know, and we're kind of rebranding a little bit.
But if somebody tells you that's who they are, that's who they are.
Yeah.
Stop trying to change people.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be Captain. I ain't gonna say my phrase because Morgan here, but y'all know Captain Saver. You know what I'm saying? You're not.
Yeah.
Like, if that's who they telling you who they are.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't want to be in a relationship. I'm not ready for that. Don't be like, oh, I'm gonna change him.
No, 100%, 100%.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
women
facts.
sometimes they want to date projects. They want to date, you know, be like the savior in the relationship and like try to. And it's like, dude, if a guy is gonna tell you straight up exactly who he is, like, hey, I suck at time management. I don't really care. I don't want to, like, just listen to them, you know, because. And then it hurts so bad when they do like treat another girl right, and it's like, well, they told you straight up.
Does that hurt?
Oh, it hurts.
It hurts.
It hurts, but I mean.
Cause it's like what was I missing?
No.
It's not like
Wasn't
that.
missing anything.
No, but I know you wasn't missing nothing.
No,
you know what
but
I'm saying?
there's so much. It can be so deeper. Like, it can be
Yeah.
like family trauma, like people the way that they are, and it can be appearances. It can be like, well, I want you, but this looks better, you know. And then
I was
like,
before Trey got with who he got with. I would always tell him, like, he'd be like, bro, this is a good girl, whatever.
Yeah.
Woo. I'd be like, Trey, it just don't look right.
That's
Right.
It
it.
just don't look right.
That's it.
I can see myself at your wedding. That don't look
Yeah.
how it's supposed to look. I'm that friend
yeah,
for him.
but you're like his bestie. Like,
Yeah,
your
I'm his
bestie's
dog.
saying that. I mean,
Yeah.
this is. Yeah, so I think it gets to a point where, like, when women go through hard breakups, they're like, well, what was I missing? Why was I not good enough? And
Yeah.
it's like, stop. You were always good enough.
Yeah.
Like, some dudes just want to eat their cake and have it too.
Yeah.
Some dudes just don't even, like themselves, you know?
hear you,
And they
hear you.
are looking for all this validation. And I think that's the biggest thing where I got to a point where I
Yeah.
was like, nothing's wrong with me.
No,
Yep.
nothing is wrong with you.
Like, but I'm done
Come on.
letting you make me feel that way.
Slay
Yeah.
queen.
You know,
I love when
so,
she says
period.
slay.
Slay queen.
You feel
You
me?
know what it is.
But
I'm just
so vice versa on the other side of that, and I've actually been through this. Trey watched me live through this situation
Dang.
of a person that
Slay.
acts like they want that,
Yeah.
and they're pursuing, like, literally everything they're doing, everything they're saying is that,
Yeah.
and then it gets to a point where they're like, well, actually, I never really wanted
Yep.
that. It's
That-
like,
yeah.
why would you?
Yeah.
You got me. I'm about to be verbatim. I'm just not gonna say her name. You got me driving to St. Louis
Come on.
3 times to meet your family.
Paying for what?
You feel me?
Paying for gas.
Paying for
Yeah.
gas, paying for hotels, and I asked you multiple times, hey, we don't have to do this.
Yeah.
We can be friends.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to go to this level that it's going towards. Oh no, this is what I want. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm all about you. Like, this is perfect. This is the best thing I've ever had. And then just to come to the end of it, it's like, you tell me, like, oh, I feel like we're moving too fast. What?
Yeah.
And then ghost.
I told you I didn't want to get married till I was 30.
And then ghost.
I'm 25.
Oh
like,
my
what do
gosh!
you mean?
Don't even get me started on ghosting.
Come on now.
But this is his situation. Yeah,
But like, and then nothing. Like,
yeah.
it's just like, why?
No explanation.
Why would you do that over a year?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Now it came down to like we finally after the ghost, it was like a ghost of like 8 months.
She ghosted you?
Yeah, she just ghosted me of like 8, and literally like she ghosted me for like 2 weeks, and we were in a relationship. Like,
Yeah.
Like in a relationship, and she just couldn't have
Dang.
the guts enough to just be like, hey,
Right.
like, and I'm okay with that. Like, just tell me, but you ain't got to do what you did for 2 weeks
Yeah.
after everything we had already been through. And like leading, and I ain't gonna lie, this situation was perfect. Like exactly
Yeah.
the type of female I wanted to be with. Like, you feel me?
No,
I'm past
oh
it
my
now.
gosh, my worst ghost was like this past year. I was kind of like, I hope he doesn't listen to this.
That's why.
Whatever. If you did, what up, fan? I'm just kidding.
He said, what a fan. Yeah, gang.
Here's the fans, like and subscribe.
You know. Anyways, no, we were. I mean, it wasn't even that long. It was probably like a month. But I was talking to this guy, and oh my gosh, like it's just like every ex dude in your life where it's like, oh, it's complicated. Why is it messy? Like this dude is just like wasn't dramatic, hit it off, vibes, like just personality, just like I'm his type, he's my type, like just both Christian, like just so good, you know. And we're talking like every day, and it's like super deep, and just right away like talking about like what God's been doing, like just super deep, like super deep. And I remember talking for a month, and it's probably dumb, like it wasn't that long, but like when you're talking all day long and like, you know, having, you know, phone calls, FaceTimes, like messages, all this stuff, like it's like intimate, you know. And then like literally there one day went by, and he was like, oh my gosh, my friend's got in a car accident. And I was like, oh no, like let me know if they're okay, praying for them, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. He's like, how's your day? Send him a voice message, never hear from him ever again.
Oh,
like
to this day?
Yeah, to this day.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like it's not like this like cute little like saw it coming, felt a vibe, like a little bit. I felt a vibe, and I had told him, I was like, yo, like if you don't want this, you know, like blah blah blah. If you want to be in the streets,
He cold. She belongs to the streets.
it's like just say it. And he's like, no.
Why did they call him out? You want to be in the street.
Hey, that's cool. You want to be in
Like,
you wanna be in the streets? That's
he's like,
fine.
no, and then he ended up now
In
he's
the
like
streets.
dating somebody else. So it's
Wow.
like it's fine, because it's just hard, because it's like a lot of times dudes always come back, and it used to be like a flex, like, oh my gosh, like every guy I've ever talked to like comes back. I
Drop
mean-
that Drake
they
bar.
don't.
I know your ex is not a running back, but that kept running back.
And
I know you think it's funny that your ex is not a running back, but can't run him back.
girls, like in girl world, we're like, oh, that's a flex, like every guy has always come back. But then it's like, okay, yeah, but why you letting them back? You know what I'm saying? And that's what I really learned this year was like even though that guy goes to me, I'm like, yo, if we like meet again in 5 years, like I'll take you back. But every other guy I won't take back.
Because I ain't gonna lie, as a guy, if once you let him back,
Yeah.
that one time, he gonna feel like he can keep.
Oh yeah, he's like,
can
oh
keep
well,
doing
she,
that.
you know, she can, her standards aren't that high, you know, and yeah. So ghosting is brutal. Like I refuse. Like I mean, when I ended things with a guy, I literally like paid for his dinner, because I was like, hey,
Wow.
I was like, hey, this, because I wanted to be his friend. Like to me, it's like, why on earth would you ghost when we're all in our networking building time? Like you're ghosting people that are going to be CEOs that could help you in your future, you know.
hear
So I'm
you.
like, why would I want to ghost a guy when like I want to hang out with their friend group still?
Ah.
You know. So to me,
Not
it's
just from
like
the group.
from a business mindset, I'm like, ghosting is the dumbest thing you can do,
No, I
because
feel you.
you just killed that connection. Like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not going to help you with your business. You can't be on my podcast. Like, you just ghosted me.
See,
you know?
I'm on the lines of, and Trey's bad at this, horrible. But I'm that friend that's like, once you tell me it's done, I'm blocking her. I'm like deleting her, and I'm just a friend.
No,
right?
I'm not, you know, I be that way too.
But,
I'm like-
but Trey, on the other hand, still the homie with her. I'm like, dog, come on. Like I had stopped talking to this chick, but we still friends to this day. But at the time, it was ugly.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm like, dog, stop talking, because she was like one of those females, life of the party. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like
Yeah,
like you,
vibrant, very vibrant.
Very
vibrant.
like hanging out with everybody. Like if the party's there, she gonna get it going. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like everybody loves her. And then we end things or whatever. I look up on Snapchat a week later. They all on her Snapchat. Oh my God! Look who in the city. And look, keep in mind, she wasn't in Springfield. She all the way in Oklahoma.
Dang.
Oh my God! Look who in the city.
She got hoes in different area codes.
I'm like-
I'm
like-
like, she was literally a friend. She was literally a friend to like
To the group.
I
to
text
the
these
group,
dudes.
bro.
Yeah.
Like to.
I said, didn't I tell y'all to cut her off?
Was that his love? Like, did he
No,
you love her?
Nah, I love her. But
Okay, because I was
but-
like, I feel like when it comes to love, it's like friendship expectations are different.
No, yeah, that is like, yeah, bro. Like if it was a girl like that,
Yeah, if it was like
they were
something-
dating for 5 years, loving, you know,
Yeah.
hey, bro, I'd be like, yeah, respect, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
I don't think I ever been in love.
I don't think I've ever been in a healthy love either.
Healthy love. Toxic love.
I've dabbled. I feel
Dabble.
like.
I've never been in a relationship that nobody's ever shown me love.
Yeah.
I feel like love is patient. Trey says, give us.
It
that
is.
skill.
It is. Love is
Patient.
patient. Love is kind.
You know, your love.
Come on, Trey, give it to us.
He be in the room all the time. And we had podcasts of me and just the random deep talks me and
I
Trey
love
had.
it.
yeah, 'cause
We're
they-
not roommates anymore, but
Sadly.
man, yes, right. It's his fault. We're not gonna go into it.
end of an era.
End of a
end
deep
of an era.
3-year era was legendary.
That's why we never had a handshake, because I just see him and just barging his room.
we
like,
never
yo,
had a
like,
handshake. Our
Okay,
whole
but
time
like
we-
sometimes not being roommates saves the friendship. You know what I'm saying?
and that's people always be like, don't move in with your best
That's
friend.
your best friend.
I mean, we had my. Let's talk about that. Sorry,
no.
Look, you can go. You can be our counselor
Talk
right
your
now.
talk.
Since we're not living together, I can start. Think about the time I made you the most mad living together. So I got my one time, right? So I used to coach a little league basketball team, like 5th and 4th grade, and so one time I accidentally locked my keys outside of the gym, right?
Yeah.
So I had to walk all the way home. Keep in mind it was like 30-minute walk, and it's cold.
Dang,
like
in Springfield?
Yeah, in Springfield.
Man, life is different to be a boy.
You can see your breath in the air, like it's
Yeah.
cold. So I had to walk home that night, which is fine.
30 minutes?
30 minutes. The next day, I had to be at work, which work was walkable. So I
There's
had,
snow on the ground too. I'm like,
it was cold.
You don't want to like call an Uber? Or...
I didn't have a phone, so
Oh,
like
I don't know.
I didn't have a phone.
Girl world, you were gonna get killed.
When they locked my keys and my phone was in there, my keys, and my car was locked, so I couldn't get into anything. So the next morning, I needed Trey to wake up to take me to my car, because where my car was parked at, it was gonna get towed because it was in a school like bus lane. So I knock on Trey's door, wake him up. I'm like, Trey, bro, I need you. It's early in the morning. It's like 6:30. Trey's not a morning.
5. It's like 6.
Yeah, Trey, the sun's not up. Trey's not a morning person at all, so I'll give him
same,
that.
no.
But I'm like, Trey, bro, I need you, please, bro, please. He like, bro, ask Gino. You remember Gino?
Yeah, we know.
That's
Gina.
our other roommate. That's our other roommate.
Yeah.
Completely unreliable. Not gonna happen. Right? At the time, I'm gonna put his business out there. He was talking to another female that I was actually really close with. So, but she said no. Everybody in the house said no. So I had to walk to work in
That's
the
some
cold
fake
again.
friend behavior.
Man, talk about it. Look, after I get off work, my boss drive me to the place where my car was. My car got towed. So I had to pay $150, and when I got back home, everybody's car was still there. I was mad for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And Trey eventually, he going to be like, all right, bro, let's talk about it. All right, and I had to let it out. I'm like, nah, bro, you left me hanging. I'm $150 in the hole
Yeah.
because of you. And you know, I'm working at the Boys and Girls Club, so I ain't got no bread like that, cash money. You know what I'm saying? So I'm mad. I was mad. I probably turned red. As dark as I am, I probably turned red because I could not. And I said a lot of unholy words that day.
Now we need to understand, Trey. Where were you at?
Talk about it.
Now, okay, so
He's like this.
because this was a
Ain't
while.
gonna
Like
go
this,
good anyway.
this was probably like our first year of like all three of
Yeah,
us living together.
first
So this
year.
happened like it was a long time ago. But,
But before you say anything, can I ask you one question?
what's up?
If you needed CJ to pick you up in that situation, would he pick you up?
Of course. Ask her how.
Yeah.
Cash money. Ask him how many
Yeah.
times he's locked himself in the
Yeah.
car, and I had to bring his spare keys from the house
Yeah.
to all over Springfield. I ask him how many times it's happened,
No, it's happened more than I can count. But
and I was there.
But in that time frame, which like I was in the wrong. I can gladly say like no, I was in the wrong. I was. Now granted, I'm pretty sure I stayed up until like 3 that morning. I was really just dry. I was like, bro, like ask Gino. But I'm pretty sure he didn't come back and ask me though. I feel like he asked Gino, then left. And I told him to like, if Gino said no, come back and knock on the door.
I did.
No, he didn't.
And
I'm
I
pretty
said, bro, Gino said no.
Okay,
He
I
was
think
like,
he
bro,
did.
I'm not taking you.
No, I did not say.
Keep in mind, Trey's he's not a morning person. I'll give him
I'm
that.
not. Like 6 o'clock in the morning, like I'm irritable. Like I'm like, bro,
Right.
like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, like leave me alone. Like I don't
Yeah.
want to talk. I'm not nice. Or if I have nothing nice to say, I'm like I'm just quiet. My face
Yeah.
is just like this. I'm like
So
just looking around, like my eyes. So like I said, no excuse. I was in the wrong, right? I was in the wrong.
We forgive you, Trey.
But
Thank
we
you.
forgive him. We're past
But-
it.
but I
I got
feel
my
like-
$150 back.
But and I feel like like CJ has relied on me plenty of times, and I've came through. I've come through a lot. So
There's always tomorrow.
Look,
to come
he's
through.
thinking. CJ's thinking.
I
but
mean,
there's things that he's asked for or something for me to.
this is going to get really dark, but he killed my dog, but at least he paid for the burial.
I did not, bro.
My dog was
Bro,
old.
where's the button?
He was on
Pay for the burial?
He killed my dog, but he paid for the burial. He was on his last. Shout out my boy Bo. He was on his last leg. It was like almost time
He's
for the
thinking
burial.
he sounds.
But he did pay for the burial. Matter of fact, I need to pay you back for that. How much was that?
No, you're not. But you killed your dog.
Yes, it was, and
Pay for
this
the
was
burial. That feels like.
this was on Trey. Because what did I used to always say? Do not leave Bo what?
Outside.
Do not leave. And this is like
And it's
You
like-
ran him over?
No, it was like summer. We had a backyard. We had a backyard.
Like this, how old he was. Like summertime.
Like the heat.
He overheated?
Yeah, he literally overheated.
Look at Morgan. See that Morgan's laughing.
I said this was dark,
It
but
was
it's
like an iPhone. Like a
Yes, bro. Yes.
log
yes.
in a minute.
All right,
Overheated.
and like normally, because like normally when I'd leave to go to work, I'd knock on the door, see the door, like, hey, I'm letting Bo out, bam, leave.
No, he melted.
This morning, like I was late, like I was like running, like I was late, so I just took off, like I was like, bro, I'm out of here, I'm out.
And this happened to be.
You guys are so funny. Like, this has not happened
Yeah.
in my life.
Yeah.
And this is like roommate story.
This is roommate
And this happened to
stories.
be like, so I used to work for a basketball company, and I used to stay up like late nights editing. This happened to be the same night I stayed up till like 6 a.m.
Dang.
Because I normally wake up. I'm a morning person somewhat.
Yeah,
I
he
wake
is.
up,
No,
kind of
he-
move around, right? But this, I stayed asleep for a long time, and he didn't tell me. And then I woke up.
And he's a heavy sleeper.
I am.
Yeah.
Once I'm out, I'm out.
I'm that way too.
Once I'm out, I'm out. But I want to hear your one story. What's time I made you the most mad?
I don't even think there's I have to really think, man.
I'm a good roommate, Cash, man.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean,
There's always
dishes-
tomorrow. There's always tomorrow.
Yeah, he'll come up with it tomorrow.
CJ, it's about time you made some trade.
Nah, but nah,
Dye his
like-
hair pink or something.
nah, because CJ is a good CJ is a good roommate.
Cut
Like
his hair while he sleep.
he'll keep
Yeah.
his mess to himself for the most part. I
I
mean,
will.
sometimes if, he'll throw some mess in the kitchen, whatever. But like, because he had the biggest room,
Okay,
room in the
the
house,
master.
which was like our
Yeah,
back
the
half
house,
of the
yeah.
house, basically, like our house. Yeah. So anyway, but he was a good. Yeah, bro, he was a good roommate. Besides, like with him making me take care of Bo, which is R.I.P. Bo, his dog that I killed. I remember he shit in the
I'm
room.
so sorry. I shouldn't be laughing. I'm
'Cause-
kind of dark.
No, because cause Bo was really old, right? So he'd just be shitting and pissing just
was
everywhere,
old. He
bro.
couldn't
So
control
like,
it.
so one time he was out of town. CJ was out of town working. Like he was working. He was like, Trey, bro, can you please just take it? I'm like, all right, bro, yeah, whatever. I come back in the house, shit everywhere, shit on the walls, shit like just a pile of. I'm like, bro, and like Bo's like I said, he's old, barely, just like
sitting
laying in it and shit. I'm like,
Dang.
bro,
Where'd you
like,
find this dog at?
no, 'cause,
Well,
like,
I had him literally since I was in the second grade.
Okay,
Well, the
so
first
it's like
grade.
a family dog.
It was a family
Okay,
dog.
okay,
yeah.
okay.
And we didn't want to I ain't gonna lie, it was the only dog I ever had. So it was like he was really close to me.
Yeah.
I got his tag still in my car.
No,
Like
that's
he meant a
good.
lot. He meant a lot to me.
So I think
Yeah.
that probably is like the only reason like how I got probably mad at CJ for me, asking me to take care of, his dog. But that was really,
But
really it.
but when Trey go on trips,
I
he
asked
take
him to take
Leia.
care of my dog,
I'd be
though.
feeding her, letting her out.
guys-
But my dog was,
Leia was
vibrant.
Cute, guys.
Leia's low
Boys have
maintenance.
drama too.
Yeah, we do. Yeah,
it's
we
funny.
do.
Yeah,
That's so
we can go on and on about our other
No,
one,
boys
but-
definitely have drama. They act like they don't, but
But no,
men have drama.
But we like, I remember I used to have a friend. Well, she's still my friend, but she'll like be like, "Oh my God, like how do y'all not like spaz out about these things?" And I'd be like, "Man, it is what it is.
It is what it
like, we
is.
pretty mellow about our drama. I ain't
Yeah,
gonna lie.
it's
Like,
like
we,
it-
don't,
Yeah.
we ain't never had no drag out fights. Nah, it was some other stuff that.
Well, guys are weird.
ain't
Guys
gonna
will
talk
like,
about.
girls will be like, oh my gosh, so and so liked each other's photo. Like, oh my gosh. Guys are like, we're not inviting him next time.
Like he's just not coming.
He's not coming.
Like, we just won't talk to him.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh,
I feel like that is true. Like women, y'all gotta have that moment of like almost like reality TV.
Yeah, like
where,
gossipy, petty.
Yeah, like y'all go to
like-
brunch and like y'all gotta hash it out.
Yeah.
Us, we're just like, yeah, that's just not the bro no more. He's just not in the
he's
circle.
just not the bro no more.
He's just not in the circle anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, but all right. I just wanted to ask this.
I'm hungry, bro.
My bad. We have went on a tangent, and then I guess we'll
I'm sorry,
end.
it was getting so good.
So this is the last thing we'll kind of talk about relationships. So this is like my what the tweet segment, like we talked about, where I find things that's viral on Twitter and I think they're funny. So I want to ask Morgan. This is a perfect one. This goes into. This was a list of 28 things that guys shouldn't take girls to on first dates.
Wow, this is fitting, I guess, since
Yeah.
we've been talking about this.
So I want to, and you can just give a yes or no. You can elaborate if you want
Okay.
to. The first one on the list is crazy to me because this restaurant, the bill is easily like $80 just for 2 people.
Crazy.
The Cheesecake Factory, yes or no? On the first
Have
date.
you ever been there?
Oh yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be good.
That's a solid date, right?
That's a nice date.
That's a nice date.
Yeah.
Like,
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you're like from money for sure, but then that's your first date. I mean, you know, maybe a guy wants to treat her good, but then also you don't want that to be like the expectation. For
man,
every date,
when I was growing up, the Cheesecake Factory, I was like,
That's
big
nice.
time. That was a big time thing.
I mean, that's like
Shoot.
that'd be a good day, you know.
Pops
when
just
I'm enjoying
must
the
have got
food.
paid. You feel me?
Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
So then 2 is this is it's solid. That 2 for 20 always gonna hit. Applebee's,
How you feel about that?
For first date?
yes or no?
No.
Okay.
But I don't really like rock with Applebee's like that.
Yeah.
Okay, Chili's.
Chili's is the 3rd.
Okay, I do like Chili's, but also I'd be having like beef with them a little bit, just like I've thrown up in their bathroom like 3 times.
Oh my
so,
God.
So it's like
Yes.
yes, but also currently in my life, like probably not.
Chili's used to have these like Texas chili, like cheese fries with bacon.
I remember them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're getting
Oh, they
frisky.
need to bring that back,
They're getting
bro.
frisky. I'm
They
a
need to bring
basic
that
fry
back.
guy.
All right. So 4th on the list, first date, Chipotle, yes or no?
She doesn't like Chipotle.
I think you know the answer to that.
We
yeah.
already said that. So yes and no. That was a no on Chipotle. 5th option, Olive Garden.
Yeah, Olive Garden's a cool.
Olive
first
Garden
date.
was solid, right?
I think to me it wouldn't be like that creative, you know.
Yeah,
But I
it's
mean,
pretty
food is
basic.
good. Like yeah, I mean,
Like you could find another Italian spot in.
I honestly would rather go to like something cheaper that was like something local, you know.
Okay.
Okay.
So like, what's that fast food?
Fazoli's.
Fazoli's.
No.
Yes or no?
I've never like
I was
I've
in
never,
love when I
like
went to
Fazoli's
Fazoli's.
is like an individual.
I've
I've
Like-
never ate there.
Yeah, we don't have them in Texas, but I remember like our first week at Evangel, Jake, what up, man? You know, Jake took Jake and Pop, and I went to Fazoli's with their family like the first week we were here. The free breadsticks, I was in love. I was like, this place is awesome. I never really went back after that.
Yeah.
But Fazoli's a no, so fellas, so you
Fazoli's
know,
a no.
do not take her to Fazoli's. 6, the movies.
I like to talk, so I feel like for me it wouldn't be like an ideal first date because we wouldn't like be getting to know each other.
Yeah.
So I mean, if a guy's gonna pay and he wants to send me to a movie, like I'll go. You
But
know?
that shouldn't be the only option, too, right? Like
It should be something to do
if,
after.
if
after
the movies is a
yeah,
secondary.
like what do you take me to the movies and then you're just trying to like make out with, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't. Like it's the first date, like you know, we're not talking.
We're going there. So like you said, you were a kisser. Like was that?
Well, yeah, but
that was
like,
a thing in
I'm
middle
not
school.
gonna
I'm
do
not
that
gonna
with
lie.
you unless I like know you.
Was
you
that
know?
was that a thing for you in middle school?
Oh yeah, the movies and then kissing.
Yeah, like but like the thing like your parent. So we used to have malls with movies theaters
Okay,
in
yeah.
Texas. Like they drop you off at the mall, and then like you go to the movies, and then you just go to the. We're not gonna go all the way there, but you go to the top.
Where else do you go to?
Yeah. You already
You
know.
build the bear, you build the bear together.
You already know.
I hate that stuff.
7, your house,
On a first date?
first date.
No, I actually had a guy trying and doing this to me a couple years ago. I mean, granted, it was like a snowstorm, but he was like, "Yeah, let me like buy sushi, come to your crib," and I was like,
He
"What?"
tried it with the sushi though. I'm not gonna lie. He
Yeah,
tried.
but I was like, my house, like I don't even like know, like we weren't talking. This
Could
was
be
like a
serious
blind
killer.
date,
Yeah.
so I was
Oh.
like, no,
You didn't even know what he looked like?
no, I knew like I wasn't like super excited.
Nah, we're not doing that.
She said, "Miles."
That's
Nah,
so
but-
bad. That's why these guys don't, you
But
know.
what if he was like dreamy though?
Yeah, but I'm also like in an anti-sex trafficking group, so like it's
You
just
talk about
not
that a lot.
smart
It's not
to
smart.
have a guy like that come over for a first date. Like
Yeah.
I need to meet you in a public place.
Public
Like
place.
if I
Talk
don't know
about it.
you,
That's
if you're not like a
awesome.
friend, you know,
We're good.
like
Be aware, man. Like I
You need to
love
be
that.
smart,
I love that.
yeah.
We're gonna talk about that too. I'm gonna let you talk about the
I'm hungry.
anti-sex. This is the last one. 8, any fast food chain? No.
McDonald's.
well, that's it. Like that's the thing
In-N-Out.
is like if we went like we played ping pong and we got really hungry and there's a Taco Bell right there and we just got taco, like that would be like a vibe, you know.
In-N-Out.
But
So-
if it's like, hey, let's go on a date and the meal is like McDonald's.
No deal.
But if the meal
No.
is like McDonald's on a first date.
Chad Johnson, Ojo Cinco said, "Man, McDonald's. If you don't love McDonald's, then
Well, no, he takes her to McDonald's to fill out her vibe. Like he's
Yeah.
On
like,
a first date?
no, but
Yeah.
it's like a test. Like he's like, oh, get dressed, whatever. We about to go on a date, and he takes you to McDonald's to see how you react.
Oh,
He's
would-
not taking you to McDonald's because he only can afford McDonald's.
That's
It's
true.
a
He probably
difference.
wouldn't want to date me then. Because I'd be like,
He's seeing how you gonna react, and like his now wife was like, oh, she was like, oh my god, like how did you know? Like
Yeah,
and he was
so-
like, that's how I knew I
That's-
had.
he
to
was
know.
but like
that's-
some girls are like that, you know. Like
Yeah.
for me, like I love like Mexican food or like, but I love steak, you know. So for me, it's like McDonald's. I'm like,
Steak
I
dinner.
don't really be like eating McDonald's
So Taco
for
Bell?
fun. I mean, I do like Taco Bell, but you know what I'm saying? Like Mo Southwest Grill, it's like that like one higher, healthier
Yeah,
than McDonald's.
I
I'd be
feel
like, I don't know.
9 Buffalo Wild Wings. Now, if this is like a Sunday for a game day, that'd be lit.
Yep. I mean, I like Buffalo Wild Wings, so I feel like that'd be
That's a yes.
that'd be a yeah for sure.
Only on like a game day though, when like all the games are going.
No, I
like,
actually like their food. I like wings.
it's like a random Wednesday night.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fellas, with Buffalo. 10, still on the same lines. Wingstop.
Yeah. Wingstop's cool.
Wingstop's a yes.
Okay.
11. This is another.
I
back
feel
in-
like, not to interject, but I feel like when guys like either they have the activity plan or if they are doing dinner, the dinner is like if it's just dinner, like they've been like planning like nice ones, you know,
Yeah.
versus just like a drink. So like if, you know what I'm saying? Like I haven't been on a day where it's like let's just go to Buffalo Wild Wings and that's it. It's usually like tied
that
to
was tied
something.
to.
Yeah.
So, fellas, you hear that? Most of the things on this list, you got to tie it with something.
Yeah.
You just can't be like Taco Bell, you know, like, come on, cuz.
So a McDouble, then a walk around the park.
Or like walk around the park McDouble
Double,
because then I'm hungry and I don't care.
Yeah, the
Oh, yeah, there you,
You
go.
know?
Okay.
The
There you go.
McDouble before is like, now I'm
You're like,
sleepy.
Or Taco Bell.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Walk around the park, Taco Bell.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god.
There you go. Okay.
This one was really bougie for me back in the day, along with Cheesecake Factory, Red Lobster.
Actually, never eaten there before.
Really?
Yeah.
Really, hey, it's very expensive though.
Very-
It is
that's
like-
another $100 ticket.
Oh,
it's
really?
very
Yeah.
expensive.
I just really got into seafood like the past 4 years. Like I just had oysters for the first time. Like
I said you said you loved
yeah,
it.
and now I had it again this weekend. I'd be like, I like
To
me
be
some
honest with
oysters.
you,
Have you
Missouri
s-
is not the best place to have seafood.
No,
to be
I-
honest.
Yeah,
but
ain't no ocean.
yeah,
close by.
I
Yeah.
get it though. I
You
get
know.
it.
Yeah. Did you see that video? This is actually a first date video. It was on Twitter. This girl literally ordered 44 oysters, and the guy left her, and she made her pay for the bill. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, I think I saw. Yes, I think
was in
I saw
Atlanta.
it, but I thought it was like her birthday, and she was like, "You guys aren't gonna pay."
No, she was on a date with a guy. Yeah, and it was her. It was the first date, and he was like, the reason why he said he
It's
left.
like taking advantage of him though.
Yeah, the reason
Like, I
why
try
he
to
said
order
he,
like the cheapest food. To be honest, I get like weird.
this is a
There you
keeper,
go.
fellas.
There you go.
Fellas,
There you go.
if
There you go.
if you meet the requirements, dreamy hair, streetwear.
Taller than Morgan.
Right? If you watch her podcast, you know she loves Australians too. You got the little
Wow,
accent,
CJ, I feel like you know me more than I know myself.
right? If you can meet the requirements, hey, you know what I'm saying? This is a keeper right here.
You guys are so nice. Can we hang out sometime? You guys besides the pod? Y'all pickleball or what?
Hey, what's up?
Pickleball.
Oh, I'll be on the pickleball for sure.
Pickleball go crazy.
That's a great first date.
What we need to add to the
There you
list.
go.
12, a buffet, Golden Corral.
No.
I'm not a going crowd.
Real simple.
But again, like I'm like an activity person, not like a foodie. You know, like I have to be like Morgan. Did you eat?
So all these are just like no's, bro. Because she's
No, but I mean, obviously I have to like consume food. But
Well, so it's some activities on here at the bottom.
oh, okay.
13, 14, IHOP and Denny's are pretty much the same.
Okay. Yeah. Like again, if it's like we're having a dope first date, say we went to like live music. Oh my gosh, you know what'd be so good right now? It's like Waffle House or IHOP.
Waffle
Oh
House.
my gosh, like that's like the end of the perfect vibe. But if you're like at 7 p.m., let's go to IHOP. I'm like, what is
Come
wrong
on,
with you?
cuz, like, what are we on?
So go down to the activities then.
This is we're to the activities right here. 15, the gym.
On a first date?
First date. No. That's competitive though.
You know what?
I'm gonna put you on the stairmaster.
Yeah,
you walk.
Yeah, we walking with 30. Hey, let's see who can tap out
Either
first.
squat 40 pounds or I'm out of here. Like,
I feel like in LA, like that's probably a thing, cause you know, like guys, I hate these guys that feel like my girl gotta have a perfect physique and all.
right.
You know, what you like is what you like, but I don't
Right.
like that personality out of guys. But it's
Yeah.
like I feel like that's a thing. Like, yeah, we're going to the gym
I
first.
think if
date.
you like meet in the gym, that's people's like dream first date. Which I'm like, I'm in the gym, but I don't try to be getting like, I don't be pushing myself. You know, I'm just like Morgan. I value like consistency greater than sign and everything else. I don't like. If he's,
Morgan says she see guys she's talked to in the gym all the time.
That's probably
Oh,
hard.
yeah, I do.
That's funny.
It's probably awkward. That's an awkward moment.
That's funny.
It's like,
imagine,
it's like-
imagine the weirdest person to see, and that's who I see. So
Yeah.
We'll talk. I do want because I want to see Trey if you agree with this too. What Morgan said the other day. But 17 is Starbucks. That's like a little coffee date.
Starbies.
yeah, I think
Bacon
Evangel.
egg.
That's like their Evangel first date. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because
First of all,
18
it's
18 is
Eurasia
coffee.
and freaking Fun Acres. You know how many fun first dates I went on there, and I
Oh my
would see
God.
Fun Acres is like when you're at Evangel, and then
That's
you
the-
want to make a chick like public. Like
Yeah.
that's like your LA like
Oh, my.
paparazzi. Let me go to Fun Acres on a
Morgan, that is so
$5 day.
hilarious you said that because I told
I keep
somebody
it
that the other
real.
day. I was like, I think they were like, have you ever been to Fun Acres? I was like, literally, Fun Acres is Evangel's like club almost. Like
Yes.
that's the spot. If you want to go and like,
If you're ready to be like public but not public, you take them to Fun Acres.
no facts. So
I'm not gonna lie though, I do like the batting cage though. That's really.
Oh,
Oh my
you-
gosh, me too.
yeah.
Me
I
too.
enjoy that, but the
Yeah.
putt putting and I'm like,
nah, facts. So 18's coffee day. You already said ice cream date. Pretty much already
I'm
know.
kind of lactose, so
Yeah.
like gelato. I know you're like Morgan is so boring, but I'm just not a foodie, you know.
Another one was Andy's too. That's like another like
no.
late night. Andy's was like everybody's spot too.
I'm not gonna lie, like I actually kind of grown accustomed to liking Andes. Like I have like
Andes
a specific,
cool. I'm not
I
a
have,
big
like,
ice cream guy.
specific Andes like little
He's like
custard
he
thing
got
I
his-
like.
Andy's was like his Starbucks.
Yeah.
Like,
I actually
let me
kinda
get a
like
double
Andes, bro.
truffle
Right.
truffle extra cookie.
Really, here's the order though, and it's actually
Yeah.
kind of
Oh,
weird.
here we go.
My order is kind of
There you
weird,
go.
so I
Like
get like
it-
a, I
oh,
get
go
like
ahead.
oh.
No, sorry, no. Tell me your order. Tell me your
All
order.
right. I get like a strawberry cheesecake,
Okay.
and then I get pecans in the strawberry cheesecake because I kind of like
Yeah.
like texture.
Some crunchy.
And then I get Reese's Pieces, and then there's something else I'm missing, I think. Or that's really
The cherry on top.
nah. That's really it. I really think that's all
I'm
I
the
get
cherry
though,
on
because there's
top.
like
Dang.
you know there's cheesecake in there, then there's Reese's Pieces, and there's pecans. So it's like all types of flavors.
Yeah.
It's really good though. It's fire.
Supporting your mouth.
Yeah,
Pause.
bro. Hey, bro.
Crazy pause.
It's really like I'm like okay.
But if okay, quick pause. If I was a dude and like trying to like ask me out in Springfield, oh my gosh, the dates that I would take myself on. Like I take myself on dates all the time, like kayaking Lake Springfield, ping pong Classics Yard, pickleball glow in the dark Classics Yard, hiking, penny boarding, walk at Nathaniel Green Botanical Gardens. Like there's
Yeah,
just like
there's so much.
concerts. There used to be
Put
a
me
ping
on.
pong bar. Like they're
Okay.
just
I used to feel like it was nothing to do, but I feel
Yeah,
like
like,
that's what I'm
so much
saying.
to
It's
do.
like
She's
people
over
like
here,
I will
like-
hang out with my friends and they're like, "Oh, this is a great idea. I'm gonna go on a date with my man." I'm like, "Just take my spot." Like I know like hidden art galleries here in town, so it's
Get
just
out.
kind of like that's my thing is like something fun like that, and then we just like it doesn't like food is like whatever after,
Yeah.
you know.
Put them on, Morgan. Let them know. This is for the
trying.
guys that say I ain't got
Read my
nothing
blog.
to
I'm
do.
just kidding. Listen to my pod.
20. This is a funny one. Family functions. First date.
You know, first date. I'm delusional enough that like I would.
So you gonna take them questions of your auntie saying,
Oh no
Morgan,
no!
who
I
is
would come
that?
to his. He can't come to mine.
"Oh, okay. I
No,
gotcha."
no, I
You
haven't
coming in
brought
his-
like a significant other home. There was one point my grandma was like, "You like men, right?" And I was like, "Grandma."
Oh my
like,
God,
yes.
that's crazy.
When I bring a guy home, it's like that's like marriage. Not.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying like that's, but like that means like I'm serious about this guy. You know.
So, but I feel like that is pretty like a big time. Like that's like a prize thing. Like I got this bad shorty with me. Comes, you know your uncle's gonna hype you up.
But like some guys aren't like that. Like some guys are like their family. Like my family, I don't see them like every weekend. Like I see them X amount of times out of the year. So
Yeah,
when I
same.
bring someone home, it matters. Versus
That's a-
like some guys are like, hey, my family has dinner once a week. Do you want to
Yeah,
come? And it's like not as big a deal.
Same. Like I haven't been to Houston. Well, I've been to Houston recently, but most of the time I don't go home. If somebody meeting my parents, it's a big
Deal. Yeah.
21. This is a no already because it says movie night, Netflix, Hulu, etc. You already said he's not
No.
coming.
You know what would be a fun date though? Like if I just met a guy and he was like, "Do you want to come to a wedding with me?" I would.
Wow.
That would be like a
That's
fun
another
first
prize
date.
thing
Yeah,
too, though.
that is.
like family function. Like I got my shorty. Like you
It would
feel
be
me?
so fun because like I don't know any of these people and I'd just be
Yeah.
kind of like. But I'm weird, so
Weddings
I think that
are
would be
fun. That's
a
another-
drive-in movie,
yeah.
like instead of movie theater, drive-in
Drive-in
movie. That'd be a
movie,
great
yeah.
first date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weddings are fun.
Weddings
Just-
are fun though.
Yeah.
Just because I just love communicating with people.
Yeah.
And we just have me and Trey do weddings. We have so many conversations where we're just like. We should be working, but we're like literally 15 minutes into a conversation with people, and we're just like,
They're like, "What am I paying you for?"
facts.
Yeah.
And they always be like, "Yeah, I don't want to get in your way." It's like you pretty much did, but it's okay.
It's all right.
But I love
Right.
talking, so
pretty
it's
much
cool.
But
This
we do,
says
yeah, man. We
this
do enjoy
says
that.
somewhere that requires a long drive.
On the first date?
First date, no.
How
Like
far?
a windy,
How far
it's
away?
like a windy road, sunset.
I
you
like
many
know,
that
hours?
though.
How many hours?
For the sake of the time, we're just gonna say hour and a half.
Oh, okay. Have I been like
30
talking to this guy before?
Yeah,
Like, wait, like,
and this
we
could be
know
a
each other?
vibe too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down.
Yeah.
Like, if it's not like a complete stranger, then yeah, I think that's. Oh,
Okay.
it's also crazy though, because like, what if you're like 30
That's-
minutes in and he gives
yeah.
you some pervy comment and you're like, oh my gosh, we haven't even like made it to the destination
Oh
yet.
my god.
But I don't know. I mean, would I do it? Yeah, I think I'd probably do it.
No, I feel you.
She said what I did.
23 is already a yes because we said bowling.
Yeah, I would
You
do
like
that
to
on first date.
compete.
I'm not like a huge bowler, so I don't feel like it would like I'd be like ooh like super excited, but no, I think it's a good date.
For sure.
For sure.
25, 26 is hookah bar and a bar for just drinks.
So I might have like a different opinion on it, but I feel like it's like super low effort.
Really?
Yes. Like this is going to be very controversial, but like if a guy takes me on a date and it's like just for drinks, I don't feel bad if I don't ever text him back.
Oh.
Just because I'm like, we just had drinks. Like it'd be one thing if it was like, we had like 5 and he
Yeah.
paid for all of them. That would be different. But like if we just have like 1 each or 2 each and he paid and then it wasn't that exciting, I'm like,
It's not about.
I don't even care. Like,
And
I'm like, I can Venmo you for your time. You know, like I just feel like there's like zero. I mean,
Nah,
but it's different.
that's
That's like
low
from a
maintenance.
dating app. Like you
Yeah.
met and you were just trying to like have something casual.
yeah.
That's different versus
Yeah.
like, oh, we were talking. I want to take you out. Let's do this. I'm like,
Yeah, I feel you. And then the last one was, now I feel like this one is sporting events, but I feel like if you go over the top and go to like a KC game,
on the first date.
Nah, first date.
Yeah, that's actually exciting though.
Get you some
All
good
right.
seats, right? That's pretty
That'd be
big time.
super fun, yeah.
Unless like versus like I love the Bears. Don't get me wrong, but
You
like,
like the
most
Bears?
like most state, not the
Missouri
Bears
State,
football,
okay.
like a most state basketball game.
Yeah. No, I think that's fun.
That's still pretty cool.
I really like Missouri State
I
basketball.
went the other night. Me and Trey was
Yeah,
there.
we were there.
That was the first time I went to a real game, right? Other than like an exhibition, the vibe was real.
Yeah, it was
Oh yeah.
there.
I mean,
Missouri
read it and
State,
stuff,
like,
yeah, right.
so I've been like not helping, but like I've been obviously like with their football program, and you know they're growing that, but like Missouri State has always been known for their basketball.
yeah,
So
and that's I hate. We talked to Matthew Lee a couple pods ago, and it was like I hate that more people don't come to games because
to Missouri State or Evangel?
Missouri State. Well, it's okay. I understand why people don't come to Evangel games because it's like most of us come from far away and then
Yeah.
we move
Right.
back away. But it's true homegrown Missouri State fans that never went to Mo State that are truly fans of the university.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like more people should go to Mo State games. You know what I'm saying? But it's growing, and obviously
Yeah.
winning helps, right? You win,
And
more
even,
people come.
Like the football tailgates, you know, obviously from Evangel, like I've gone to, and just like being a part of, you know, the Missouri State, like being a part of like the FPA booth and like having the VIP pass and like going on the sideline, like just like the whole vibe is different.
Yeah,
and
that's what
it's
fun.
It's so like
and that's what I enjoy.
cool,
Yeah.
honestly.
And that's what I enjoy, and that's what I try to tell CJ about because you know he gets on my head about, oh, you know, you didn't go, you graduated from Evangel.
I know.
And I'm like, yes, I did, but I'm like,
But it's a whole different vibe. You go
It's
to
a whole
Evangel and you're
different
like, okay, you're this alumni, like
exactly.
X amount of years ago, you don't know anybody, like you're not in the
Exactly.
know. Where Missouri State, it's like, it's
Yeah.
everyone is like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah, and I'm like, and then like, here's the thing that I was telling CJ about too. I was like, one thing I critique honestly, guys, about Evangel sports. I'm like, it
Go
is
ahead.
what's the word I'm thinking of, right? What's the word?
It's like high school level.
No,
to
no,
our
no, 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 no,
Texas.
no, 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 no,
Not the,
no,
not the
no,
level, not the level of competition, the atmosphere.
Yeah, the atmosphere. Like that's something that I'm like, that's something that we kind of need. Like I guess as a school needs, you know, kind of just grow on that. And I say that as in like, if at a football game, right? You know, which I know that like y'all have gotten better, but like during timeouts, man, blast some music. You know, like get the crowd going. You know, like it didn't have to necessarily be, you know, like shake that ass type of music. But I mean, like, it could be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like the like, you know, at Mo State, you know what I'm saying? They got, jump around. Hey, jump around. Hey, you know, get up, get, you know.
Oh, like
just
for basketball?
Yeah, and that basketball is just like, and it's just like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, whenever there's nothing happening or a dead moment, and it's like, bro, like, amp it up, you know, do things like, you know, make the crowd get more involved. And that's
I will
something
say,
that
like,
kinda,
one thing to gas Evangel up is that Missouri State is really big on their, like, donors and, like, sponsors and, like, older alumni. For the actual games, most students just tailgate and leave. So that is where, like, Evangel students really do post up for the team.
And I will say that
which
too,
is great.
They
but
get too wasted to even go to the game. It was
Yeah.
crazy
right,
to me.
right.
Yeah.
But the basketball games at Missouri State are hype, and
Yeah, it was fun.
they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
I think one of me and Trey like favorite memories from living together was when we went to a Mo State game. And it was like perfect night. Like it was a night game. The weather was perfect, so we were like, it was breezy, so it didn't like suck to sit there.
Yeah.
We were literally like high fiving like people we didn't know.
Yeah.
It was a great time.
It was great,
That's
man. We were
awesome.
It was
and they
great.
won too. It was
It was a
great.
great
And I was like,
time.
this atmosphere is just,
yeah.
Yeah. So fellas,
Vibrant.
sporting events good, but not like a high school football game or basketball game, right? Like, but sporting events, you go big time, KC game, you feel me? Go crazy. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
another thing though about Missouri though, like that I'm actually kind of sad about is like NBA teams. Like I like, you know what I'm saying? Like I want to go to like an NBA But instead we got to go to Oklahoma to watch OKC or Dallas.
Which they're
to go-
good now.
You
so
got to
I-
travel
OKC
to like
is-
St.
yeah.
Louis for like the Blues, you know, hockey.
Yeah,
and
like I wish there was something like
Springfield puts a lot of emphasis in like the high schools and the college
Yeah.
where I agree because like, you know, being a Packers fan, I'm like, I have to go all the way to KC to see like an NFL team,
Exactly.
you know, and I agree.
yeah. That's something that I kind of there's a downslope with that, but
Sure. Well, in closing, Morgan, this is like one of the biggest questions I wanted to ask you. And this is going back to your podcast, right? Because like I said, obviously I feel like you're doing a great job. with what you're
Phenomenal.
doing.
You guys are so
phenomenal
sweet.
job.
I
Phenomenal.
had so much I even wanted to ask you more about your personality and how did it come out of you, but I think this is going to tie into this. This is going to be a little long with it. I apologize. But I want to know, how do you gauge success in what you're doing with your podcast? And then also, it's a two-ended question because I want to know how it was, because I feel like this podcast allowed you to heal yourself too. And you're so transparent in talking about the things you're going through. And I think that's so beautiful because you talk about like, hey, guys, I know I post these highlights and I know like my podcast may look like I have that all going on.
Yeah.
But when I stop hitting record, I'm going through some real
Sad girl
stuff.
secret. I'm just
You know what I'm
kidding.
saying?
Yeah.
So I guess one, you could talk about how do you gauge success throughout what you're doing?
You know, I think it's hard. Definitely the first year I had a lot of expectations. Like I want to have this many listeners. I want to have this many followers and this and this and this. But, you know, life happens. Like you have to have a full-time job to fund your side hustles. You have to, you know, have a work-life balance and, you know, people get sick. Like things can come up. And so there was a moment too where like I loved my podcast and I was so passionate about it and whatever. But I remember like even this past March, I felt burnt out and I was like, I want to throw the towel in. And mentors and friends were like, this is the part, like, it's like in a relationship. I mean, granted, I haven't had a super awesome healthy one, but it's like, it's a part where it's like, this is the part where the love isn't there, but the work has to be and the consistency. Because now, like 8 months went by and I'm like back in love with it, you know, but I wasn't for a few months. And so that's kind of that thing where it's easy for me to compare myself to other podcasters or to people that, you know, maybe they're an influencer and they made a podcast and they did 4 TikToks and they already have sponsorships, you know. The thing is, it's like, I love to do this. So at the end of the day, you know, if I have goals, I have, you know, dreams, I have things I want to hit, but it's like, if I don't hit it, I still love what I'm doing because I'm passionate about it. And I think that's what makes me different than like everyone has a podcast nowadays, but like you guys are gifted with this because, you know, video and like you're funny and like you have a great personality and stuff like that. And so I feel like, you know, different people have different talents where like when we like that stuff, when we genuinely like it, it's work, but it's not as much work, you know? And so I think I compare myself to myself now, and I'm like, you know what, Morgan? It's like the gym. Like, you're consistent with it. You have to put your work in. You always got to be, like, researching different marketing ways and, like, working hard. But you can't compare yourself to who has a different platform and different followers and different, you know, I'm trying to market to guys and girls and, you know, niche things up. But it's also important to always be asking your listeners what they think. I'm always like, hey, let's do the Q&A. What do you guys want to hear about? What do you guys like? What makes it better? And especially being in 2023, you have to have a marketing strategy. Yeah. If you do not, not that you will fail, but like you will lose to your competitors. You will not be as successful if you do not have a plan in place.
Yeah, so. And I wish we had more time. I don't want to keep you all night. But,
Trey's got to eat.
Trey gets irritable after a while. That's why I'm probably
It's like the morning, you know?
Hey.
This man irritable.
We're learning.
Because the way you do market things is just such a, I think the word I want to use is captivating. Like you want me to bring I want to be engaged in what you're doing. Oh my God. Just the way you just make it, but it's so, Trey loves this word and I love it too. It's so organic. Because I know you, and even if I feel like I didn't know you, I would feel the energy and know like, man, this girl's just like so energetic and she like she's approaching life in the way she wants to do it, and it's like. I just love you, Cash Money.
Oh my God, I love you guys too.
I love you. And I like I said at the beginning of this conversation, it was like really cool to like. It's obviously been cool to see your podcast because I've got to know more about you. Mm-hmm. But that's why I was so excited to sit down and get to know you even more because.
It's like now we're like kind of more grown.
Yeah.
And we've like done stuff.
Yeah,
for sure.
And I think, you know, when the podcast started, it really was this like outlet and this healing and like looking for wisdom. And now, you know, like it is a podcast, but really my goal is like to be a brand and it's like keeping up with cash. Like it's gonna be, like me, like vlogs, like life, like happiness, joy. Like we've done episodes about, anti-sex trafficking. I'm really passionate about it. We've done business stuff. People that are entrepreneurs that didn't finish high school, and then all of a sudden now they're business owners and they're doing well, and asking those hard-hitting questions. And I want it to be like this fun space, like like a vibe, like just not just a podcast. It's so much greater, and I think that's what happens like in the marketing collateral a little bit, is that it's not just like real. It's like, hey, I'm gonna post things that I think are quirky and funny and weird because I want you to like the brand, and maybe you like my vibe, and if you do, then you'll like this. So it's a little bit of everything, and it's hard to do that, but I also think it's like it works because some podcasters, they focus on one thing, and then 2 years later they're like, okay, now we gotta start doing interviews because we're not getting enough analytics, whatever.
It's like to stay true to you, right?
Stay true to you. That's so good.
No, facts. Well, Morgan, that was awesome.
All right. Well, one thing I took away from that is Q&As. I took away a lot of things though.
Yeah, we gotta.
I did, but
we gotta get the IG going though. Who fault that is? Trace.
It's not. But yeah, man. Drop.
Like and subscribe.
Drop.
All that good
Yeah,
stuff.
man. Drop questions or whoever else you want to see, man. All that good stuff.
Do you want to do mismatches of the week, or do you just want to get out of here? I know it still is early, Trey, but it's kind of getting late. It's 9:27. I want Morgan to get home. She got a busy life.
Yeah, man.
Just ask her two.
Okay.
Mismatches of the week is so. This is like yellow or black. Like you pick either or, and then we'll get out of here, Morgan.
Okay.
I don't understand. Like fashion? I don't.
No, like
Anything.
which one's your favorite?
Yeah,
so
so
like Skittles or Reese's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So since I know you're into fashion, I'm thinking of.
Ooh, shoes.
I guess like we could do shoes. Okay. I guess we could do New Balance Nikes.
New Balance.
Okay. Okay. We can do Dior or Gucci.
Oh wow.
Dior.
Okay. High-waisted jeans or baggy jeans?
Baggy.
Okay.
That one is like a no-brainer.
Okay.
No-brainer?
Okay. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
okay.
baggy, like low rise, cargo,
Yeah.
all of it.
Well, are you just now saying baggy now because it's a trend, or you always liked baggy whenever skinny jeans?
I
were
didn't
in,
always like baggy. It definitely became a trend, but now now I don't be wearing jeans like that.
Okay,
So
okay. Yeah,
it's
she
like
said-
all different kinds of pants.
Yeah, cargo. Yeah, I catch your drift. Okay. Purple or yellow?
Purple. I
Okay.
hate the color yellow.
Royalty.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Packers.
Well, I mean, but green
Other than
gold.
that. Okay.
You
I
didn't say
got you.
gold. You said yellow.
That's funny. That's funny.
Okay. Cheese or Packers?
What? Packers.
Okay.
Okay, but you didn't ask me like queso or Packers because I feel like that's different.
Queso or Packers?
Wait, Packer is a type of cheese?
No, Packers like the team.
The team.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was about to say y'all about to teach me something
Well,
today.
I'm gonna choose queso because I love the Packers so much, but like I could probably just like live off of queso, and I like queso colder in the next day.
Wow.
It's really weird.
You and Trey are friends. Trey be making me so mad.
Bro, why you telling everybody my business?
Nah,
you
just-
guys need to
Go
have
ahead,
like
man.
an
Go
episode
ahead,
where
man.
it's just like counseling, but like so goofy because it's like so funny.
Yeah, Trey, but Trey, because I can't eat stuff cold.
Oh really?
Trey will just get it out the fridge. Like he'll put
Yeah.
leftovers. I'm like Trey. And
tastes better,
I will try to do it just to see what is this
I
man
think
like?
it's better the next
And I'm
day.
like,
Pizza? Same
Pizza.
way.
Thank you.
I'm like, bro, this is horrible,
My used
Trey.
to make fun of me because I really started having breakfast like 3 years ago. I would just wake up and eat chips and queso. It's so bad.
That's
I
crazy.
really focus on a better healthy nutrition diet for my own life. But man, was
feel
I I was like cookie. I just but I just hate cooking. That I would just eat whatever I saw. So.
That's
Well,
what's
Morgan,
up.
I mean, it's been
It's been fun.
it's been a pleasure, man. It's been a
been
pleasure.
fun.
Yeah,
It's been a-
it's been a
it's been a
Walk away. I'm
pleasure.
just
Yeah.
So
vibe,
Morgan, and obviously we're gonna put everything in the description, but for the people that we only got one camera, so that's your camera today. For the people that want to know more about you, where all can they find you at?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks you guys so much for having me on. You've been so fun, and
been a blast.
I'm just so blessed to have friends like this from college, for life. So you can find me on a lot of different places. My personal Instagram is Cash Money Morning with a K. My other Instagram is Keeping Up with Cash with like a lot of H's. You can find it straight from my personal Instagram, but I'm on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Apple, Spotify, iHeartMedia, all over. So again, like if you Google Keeping Up with Cash podcast, you'll find everything. So like, subscribe. And I always say, like, please leave the goofiest review ever, because I love the ones that are like, Morgan's hair smells like, you know, dog food. Like, I don't know. I'll be like, as long as you put 5 stars, it's a vibe. Like,
It's a vibe.
And I need to do so much better with that because I'm just a YouTuber. You know what? But we're about to leave. But do you feel like even if you post your podcast on YouTube, it's still a podcast, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, like, I have different videos. So, like, a vlog is different than, like, a podcast.
Yeah.
For sure. Because, like, the podcast episode, yeah, it's still a podcast.
Still a
It's on
pod.
YouTube. It's an episode, for sure.
That's what somebody tried to. It was an ex-girlfriend from high school. I think she was just hating on my.
yeah.
She was just trying to make me
Hating
feel.
on your stilo,
Yeah, she was
bro.
just hating on my stilo, talking
Yeah.
about that's not a podcast. That's a whatever. I think she called it an episode. That's an episode.
My brother, I love him, but, like, he's the same. He'll be like, well, I'm like, hey, I might be doing this. Like, I'm going on the sideline. Well, you know, you're not, like, part of the team. And I'm like,
Hating on
no,
your
the fuck
stilo.
I'm not. Like,
Hating
No,
on your
I'm saying-
I was
stilo.
like, what?
But y'all, please go support Cash Money. She's amazing. I promise you, when you go over there and watch her podcast, follow on IG, you will not be disappointed.
You guys are so
I don't have
sweet.
TikTok, but I'm sure her TikTok is even amazing too. But no, I appreciate y'all. This is another edition of the Mismatch podcast, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.
See ya. Bye.